First of all, we want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Kafadash. We want to give double honor to the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole full execution shoot necessary, man. We should get straight into it, man. You know, kind of wet today, but you know, I want to go into you know, the parallels between Cain and Esau, because Esau is Cain, you know, spiritually Cain in the reincarnation, right? And you know, if you get Genesis 3 and 14 we'll start out with, right? All right, in fact, let's start with Genesis 25 and 23.
This is the book of Genesis 25 and 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb.
Right, this is the Lord speaking to Rebecca, right? Who's going to bear Jacob and Esau. Okay, yep.
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger.
Right, so we all know how that goes. Jacob was born after Esau, right? So making Jacob the younger, right? And he was a rule over his brother Jacob, right? So remember that for the time being. We're going to come back to it later. But let's go to Genesis 3 and 14.
So the book of Genesis 3 and 14. And the Lord power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cast above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and that shalt thou eat all the days of thy life.
Right, so going all the way back to the garden, okay, with the serpent, right, who beguiled Eve, who made her, you know, take in that wicked wisdom, wicked knowledge, right, who also gave Adam to eat, you know, Adam consumed that information, that knowledge too, right, made them sin, right. The Most High cursed the serpent, okay, who was really a man, okay, Satan in disguise, right, he was a man under the influence of Satan, okay. And what did we read that again?
And the Lord, and this is Genesis 3 and 14. And the Lord power said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cast above all cattle, and above every beast of the field.
Right, so he is cursed above all creation, all beasts, which men were included in that. Right? He was cursed above all men. Okay, yep.
And above every beast of the field, upon thy belly shalt thou go, and that shalt thou eat all the days of thy life.
Right, so you're going to be the lowest of all creatures, man. Essentially, you're the lowest of all people. Right, Scripture speaks about Esau being a base man. Right, but going into the serpent, now carry on up, yep.
And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and the seed and our seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
Right, so the Lord put enmity, which is a hatred, okay, between the woman's seed, which represents Israel, and the serpent seed, which represents the wicked, Esau. Right? But obviously, Esau wasn't around that time, man, and this happened, well, Esau came around after the flood, right? So the seed of the serpent, the first iteration of that is Cain and Abel, right? The enmity between the two seeds is Cain and Abel. That's written about in the scriptures, right? And again, that jumps on generations down the line with with Jacob and Esau. Okay, but we're going to get to Cain and Abel first, right? So carry reading on the bro.
And to the woman he said, I will greatly.
Okay, we can stop there. That's fine. Right. So from there we go. Let's go to Jude 1 and 11. Sure.
This is the book of Jude 1 and 11, and it reads, woe unto them for they have gone in the way of Cain and learned greatly after the error of Balaam forward, and he perished in the gainsaying of Paul.
Right, so Cain was known as the wicked one, right? Which is this serpent seed coming in, manifesting through Cain, right? Who was the son of Adam, right? And we know the story, which we're going to get, Genesis 4, you know, Cain was known to be a wicked one, or the wicked one, right? He is of that serpent seed. He is spiritually a manifestation of Satan in the flesh here, right? And all those that follow the way of Cain are under the vibration, or under the spirit of the wicked one, okay? So at this moment in time, it's come upon Cain. Okay, but later on down the line, it's going to become a nation of people, okay, the Edomites, okay?
Genesis 4 and 3.
Let's say 4 and 3. Oh, you can stop.
Genesis 4 and 3. And in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto the Lord. And Abel, he also brought of the festering of his flock and of the fat thereof. And the Lord had respect unto Abel and to his offering, but unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect. And Cain was very loth, and his countenance fell.
So basically, right, Abel and Cain, or Cain and Abel, they've been instructed, right? They know the righteousness of the Lord. So when the Lord asks for a sacrifice, they know what they're supposed to offer, right? Passed down to them by Adam, right? So they knew. But here's the one characteristic of Cain that's similar to Esau. They don't like abiding by rules, right? They don't do as they're told. They want to do what they want, what suits them. Okay, Cain is disobedient. Okay, and Esau is disobedient. Okay, and what do they want to get? Psalms 50 verse 16. Now I want to come back to it. I'm going to come back to chapter 4. Because I'm going to go through the different characteristics of Cain in this chapter and compare how Esau is. Because he's spiritually Cain in the reincarnation. Okay? 50 to 16.
This is about Psalm 50 and 16. But unto the wicked must I say, what hast thou to do to declare my statute, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Right? So these Edomites, these so-called white people, that's what they've done. They've taken the books, this Bible, right? Hid behind it, acting like they're righteous, but they don't do nothing according to the law. These elite Edomites don't give a damn about the law. They're setting up their own laws, unrighteous decrees, man. That's what they're doing. That's why you got a whole bunch of LGBTisms going on right now in the earth. A lot of pedophiles in the planet, child raping, kidnapping, blood sacrificing. That's not here in the scriptures, man. But this is what Esau does in the earth.
Children are rebellious as well to their parents.
Rebellious to their parents, that's right.
Why, according to the law, if a child is coming against their parents, they are supposed to what? To be taken to who? To the elders of that seat. To be what? To be judged according to the law.
That's right.
But in this society, your parents have been looking like evil to their children.
The only one that can judge them is Esau and his sister, right? You can't do nothing to your children, man. You can't set them on the right track. They're allowed to reign right over you, man. Reign free over you. Because Esau's destroyed the family, man. So he doesn't care about these laws, really. Even though he hides behind it, the president's swearing, and they go in the courts and all that kind of stuff, swear on the Bible and all this business. They don't give a damn about the Bible. All right, so there's a comparison right there. He's disobedient. Okay, Cain and Esau are both disobedient. Was it on that? Yeah. Any more? Yeah. Oh yeah, okay.
Seeing thou hatest instruction and castest my word behind me.
Right? They casted the words of the Heavenly Father behind their back. You know, they hate instruction. They don't like being told what to do. Cain didn't like being told what to do. You know, Cain wanted to do what he wanted to do. You know, he thought, oh, I've got this fruit here. I'll sacrifice that, and that'd be cool. But the Lord weren't happy with that because it wasn't what the Lord required. It wasn't what he commanded him of. You know, and then Cain had the cheek, right, to be mad about it. All right, grab us Isaiah 26 and verse 10, Brother Bishop.
Isaiah 26 and 10, which reads, let favor be showed to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness.
All right, so Esau's even in power now, right? Because that's part of his blessing, right? He's be in power with his brother Jacob, you know. So he's been shown favor. He's been set up as ruler of the earth right now, right? And yet he still doesn't do the right thing, even though he's been given things. You know, it shows you how ungrateful he is, man, and how he doesn't fear the Most High. He doesn't fear the Father, man. You know, because Esau could solve all the world's problems, man, like that, man. He's got the power, the money, the resources to do all of that, man, and set up righteousness. But guess what? He's the wicked. He ain't going to do that. He's of the wicked one. He's of that serpent seed. He is the wicked on the earth right now. You know, fulfilling his destiny to be the wicked, to be destroyed at the end of it. You know. So, anymore?
In the land of our uprightness, will he do unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
Right? He won't behold the majesty of the Lord, man, because he doesn't give a damn. He doesn't respect the Lord. All right. And Robert, should I give me Malachi chapter 1 verse 4, please?
Malachi 1 and 4 reads, whereas Edom say, we are impoverished, that we will return and build the desolate places. That saith the Lord power, and the Lord host, they shall build, but I will throw down.
You know, I probably should have read up, man, because the Lord said he hates Esau. Right? And that's another thing. With Cain and the Most High gave Cain a great judgment, man. He didn't kill Cain for killing his brother. Could have, should have, according to the law. That's what would have happened, right? Usually. But the Most High let him live. You know, because he had to fulfill something, man. You know, he had to be an example in the earth. He was cursed, right? But he was cursed with a judgment greater than Cain could bear, which we're going to get in a minute, right? But Esau, you know, in this reincarnation, Esau is hated of the Most High, right? He despises the Edomites, man. Hates them with indignation, as he goes on to say.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord has indignation forever.
Right, so they're known as the border of wickedness. So wherever they set up in the world, in the earth, right, they're known as the wicked, man. That's what it is. Esau is that spiritual nation that represents Cain, represents the wicked, man. Okay, and they're here today doing wickedness. Ever since they've been in rulership and in power, they've been doing nothing but wickedness on the earth, telling lies, deceiving, right? Which is another trait of Cain. Exactly. So let's go back to Genesis 4. Sure. Start with that. Yeah.
Genesis 4 and 5, but unto Cain and to his offering he had no respect, and Cain was very loth, and his countenance fell. And the Lord said unto Cain, why art thou loth?
Right, so he was mad, he was angry, he was wrathful. He was very upset. The Most High didn't give him no respect. You know?
And why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shall thou not be accepted.
Right? So all it comes down to is doing the right thing. If he had done the right thing, he would have been accepted. He would have been acknowledged. You know, the Most High would have had respect to him. But because he chose to, or the Most High caused him to, right, to do something that was not right with the Lord, guess what? It landed him in the bad books of the Most High. You know, that's what he did. And that, this is a story for us. If we just do the right thing, we will not be accepted. You know, because Esau's not accepted, which I'm gonna get that later, right? There's so many parallels, right? But Cain himself is not accepted of the Lord, right?
When thou and wait and that thou and if thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted. And if thou doest not well, sin lies at the door, and unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him.
Right? Sin shall rule over you, man. Right? And that's what happened. Sin ruled over Cain. Right? He became that wicked one. He was the wicked one. He was the seed of that serpent. Even though he was the seed of Adam, realistically, spiritually, he was the seed of the serpent. That's why the serpent, the serpent seed isn't a physical seed per se, right? It's a spiritual one still, right? But
you say the children of Moshe, you know, Moshe physically pregnant somebody.
That's right. But eventually,
I mean, it's a spirit.
But eventually, the Most High put that spirit on a nation of people to become a nation of people, right? So all those righteous spirits are in one nation. It was the nation of Israel, right? But and all the serpent seeds of the wicked come under that. Well, are the Edomites, but everyone the Edomites affect also are of seeds of the wicked spiritually. But there is a physical seed here also. You know.
I mean, you are the father. You are the children of the devil.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, I got that. Yep.
And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. And Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him.
Right, so he murdered his brother. Right, here's another parallel now. Right, Cain murdered his brother Abel, who was righteous, but did nothing wrong. All right, in the eyes of the Lord, anyhow. Right, and because of Abel's wrath, his anger, his jealousy, right, he killed his own brother. All right, I think it's the point now. Galatians chapter 6, verse 7. We got.
Verse 6 and 7.
Yeah.
This is the book of Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived, Most High is not mocked, for whatsoever a man sows, shall he also reap.
If you read the part where the vagabond is, who's the vagabond in Genesis 4. Yeah, let's keep reading on to that part, then we'll come back here. So that's for that. Right, so he slew his brother Abel. So, yeah, he slew his brother Abel, right? Yep.
It goes on, Genesis 4 and 9. And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel, thy brother? And he said, I know not.
Right, so he lied. He's a liar. Right, the devil, the word devil means deceiver. He's in that spirit, right? He is a liar. These Edomites are liars. All right, they do nothing but lie and steal and kill. Okay? Yep.
That's why the whole world like now is believing that the Hawashai look like them.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord, I mean the Heavenly Father look like them. The angel as well. The nation of Israel are looking like them, the so-called white man.
Yeah.
They did it all. They watch every image that is in the Bible, the history, to look like what? They, but they are not, you know?
That's right. So, and we know that, the devil comes to deceive the world. This is Esau. Esau's the one that's been doing that. The spiritual demon Satan ain't here doing that. Obviously, he's working through his sons. his seed, the Edomites, because they're in power. Because the earth has been given into the hands of the wicked. So they have the power to tell all these lies, to create all these deceptions. All right? Yep.
It goes on. I say, and Genesis 4 and 8, I mean, finish on. You say, uh, and why, and then Genesis 4 and 9, I mean, finish up. And why my brother's keeper?
Am I the keeper of my brother? Am I supposed to be watching over him? Yes, you were supposed to be watching after him. You're the older brother as well, isn't it? But you didn't give a damn, man. You got no empathy, no sympathy, no nothing, man. You got no heart. You know, as they say. You didn't give a shit. You was just so mad, and that's what you cared about. The fact that you was mad that Abel got praised and you didn't get praised. That's what you cared about. You know?
You know, even today, man, they're doing the same thing. Now they don't even take responsibility of their own people, actually. That's what man said, the same spirit, man.
Yep.
You know, there are so many so-called Edomite, so-called white people are homeless, you know. You know, while there's the top elites right now, they enjoy the wealth of this world. Instead of giving the share to their loved, their what? Their line, their people, but they don't. You know?
He has no pity, man. You know?
And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood cries unto me from the ground. And now art thou cast from the earth, which has opened our mouths to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee strength.
Okay, let's stop there for a minute. I don't know, I must have got this in the wrong order. No, I know, but the precepts I had earlier, so I don't know. So before we carry on, let's go to Amos 1 and 9. All right, so again, that parallel of the fact that Cain hated his brother, man, for no good reason. Right, for no good reason. Yeah, Abel didn't do nothing wrong to him. 1 and 9. We can jump to the verse right now.
This is the book of Amos 1 and 9. Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Tyrus, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because they delivered up the whole captivity of Edom, and remember not the blood of covenant.
To Edom, yeah? So they lived in the captivity to Edom, right? And they didn't regard the brotherly covenant. Cain and Abel, Cain didn't respect his brother. But he was holy, man. He's not meant to commit murder. That's his brother. He's meant to love his brother. But Cain didn't. Cain don't. Right? And the same with these Edomites. They don't love Jacob, man. They're meant to honor the bond between them. But all he's got is anger in his heart, man. All he can focus on is on himself. You know? He doesn't give a damn. Okay? Yep. Jump down to verse 11.
Amos 1 and 11. Thus said the Lord, for 3 transgressions of Edom, and for 4 I will not turn away the punishment thereof, because he did pursue his brother with the sword, and did cast off all pity.
No pity. He chased us around with a sword to put us to death. Yep.
And his anger did tear perpetual, and he kept his wrath forever.
He kept his wrath forever. All right, we're going to go into the story of why Esau so mad and so angry. But the fact is, parallels are that Cain hated his brother, Esau hated his brother. And Esau's going around the whole earth collecting Israelites to put in slavery. You know, off the west coast of Africa, and you know, created the whole transatlantic slave trade. We weren't doing it. We wasn't bothering him. You know, he was well out of his way. But he come look for us anyway. You know, and stuffed us on boats and put chains on us, man, and abused us, he murdered us, killed us. You know, because he has that wrath in his heart, right? And it ain't going away. All right. Nah, it's Ezekiel 35 and 5, please.
Yeah,
If you got something you want to read, yeah.
oh, just, no, no, let me read it.
Yeah. Ezekiel 35 and 5.
This is the book of Ezekiel 5 and 5, which you lead, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword.
Perpetual hatred, a continuous hatred, right? I say you've had no mercy on the people. You always hated us, man, from the beginning, from the womb. And like I said, the seed, the spiritual seed of Cain is in the seed of Esau, right? It's in Esau and his seed, right? That's why they hold that anger. Right? It doesn't just stop with Esau, you know, the man Esau. There's this whole race. They all hate our people, man, because they have that spirit in them. Okay.
Uh, Shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity at an end. Therefore, as I live, says the Lord power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and the blood shall pursue thee. Say, sit thou hast not hated blood.
Again, something Cain didn't despise blood, man. He didn't hate blood. That's why he was quite quick to shed it. Right? He was quite quick to shed it, man, to his brother who had done nothing wrong to him. Show you how unrighteous he is. You know?
Even even blood shall pursue thee.
Right? Death and destruction is going to come after you, man. Yeah, you showed no pity, the Most High ain't going to show no pity. You know, that's part of your judgment.
Genesis,
Yeah.
Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob.
Right. So again, it's the same feeling of the hatred in him, man. That he was just going to go and kill his brother. It's the same as Cain, right? Because the Lord had blessed Jacob, which he already said he was going to bless Jacob. We already read it earlier that the elder should serve the younger. It's already given to Jacob in the spirit already. Esau had no right to be angry. The Lord already made a decision. It's not like Jacob stole it from him, because everyone likes to talk about, oh, Jacob stole the birthright. No, Esau sold his birthright because he was meant to. He forsook the birthright. He forsook the blessing that he would have received, because he was set up in the spirit to be like that already, right? And like I said, going back to Cain wasn't going to be rewarded with nothing. He still got a little blessing. That's why he has rulership now. But his own blessing is something that he can't even bear. All right. So let's go back to Genesis. You got something?
Yeah. This book of Revelation 12 and 1. And there appeared a great wonder in heaven, a woman clothed with the sun and the moon under, and the moon under her feet, and upon her head a crown of 12 stars.
Okay, he represents the 12 tribes of Israel, man. Right? That's what came out, right? So 12 tribes out the man Jacob, Israel. Okay, yeah.
And she, being with child, cried, travailing in birth, and it came to be delivered. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold, a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his heads, and his tail drew the 30 part of the stars of heaven, and did cast them to the earth. And the dragon stood before the woman which was led to be delivered, for to devour our child as soon as it was born.
Okay, which is Yahweh Shai. Okay, of the nation of Israel, right? The dragon represents Esau. Okay, or Rome, particularly in this point in time, that was his kingdom at the time. Okay, but this anger, this hatred, this idea that Israel's going to take away from him again, because now he's in power, right? But the thought of Israel taking that which is built up, we read in Malachi 1 and 4 that they shall build, but I shall throw down. It don't matter what you're building. This isn't your kingdom. It's not meant to be. This is not your everlasting kingdom, right? You're not meant to have this forever. You were lucky enough to get a blessing that you had some type of rulership on the earth, right? But it's never meant to be yours. Okay, but that anger and that hatred, man, hey, they came for the Lord. They came for Yahweh Shai to kill him, to stop the prophecy from happening, you know, to stop it all from happening. But obviously they failed, you know, because prophecy will be fulfilled, man. There ain't nothing Esau gonna do to prevent prophecy from playing out. They're gonna only play into prophecy to do their part, you know, and only their part in the end is to fail. Okay, and Cain knew this. Cain knew this is why he got upset even after the fact the Most High cursed him, right? He got upset because he knew that the judgment he received, man, was greater than any judgment that could be given out, really. You know? That there should be no trace or remnant of him or his seed or anything to do with him in the earth.
In this last day, you know,
In these last days.
not because I mean some Malone say what? The Edom was kind of way.
Yeah, how though? You can't say when, they can't say how, you know, what event took place. But what we do know, right? Herod and them, they were Idumeans. King Herod and all that, right? They were Idumeans. So you're saying, oh, during the Maccabees, but they were after that, they were Idumeans in Rome. Rome was all Edomites. No, the ruling class were Edomites, man. You know? And now you have Rome part 2. Edomites are still here live and kicking, man. That the Khazars, the Khazar Empire, but they were chased out. That's where they ended up in the Khazarian, Caucasian, Caucasus Mountains, right? End up in places like Khazaria and that, right? So they're still alive and around. Otherwise, prophecy can't be filled out, can't be fulfilled. How can Esau? Esau be the end of the world if he's not here? How can it play out? Right? It has to play out. And Esau has to be the Romans, because Rome and the gigantic statue, the legs and the feet, part iron, part clay, is a continuation of Rome, right? In a new a new kind of fashion, right? In a new world fashion kind of thing, right? Later on, so he has to be here. This has to be his kingdom. And who do we see in power? The so-called white people, right? You know. Not to say all you so-called white people are Edomites, but the majority you are, right? Especially those in power, you know. So you got judgment waiting for you. Your kingdom is about to be destroyed, right?
Like you said, because even the Lord Himself is going to come to us. I mean, to destroy Esau, man.
Yep.
Also, as it say here in the book of Isaiah 63. Starting from 1, he said, well, who is this that cometh from Edom, with dyed garments from Bozrah? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength.
This is Yahweh Shai. Okay, yep.
I that speak in righteousness, might to save. Wherefore art thou led in thine apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth in winepress. I've trodden the winepress alone, and of the people there was none with me, for I will treat them in mine anger, and trample them in my fury, and their blood shall sprinkle upon my garment, and I will stain all my lament.
Right, so Yahweh Shai is coming to destroy the Edomites, man. Begin with the land of America, right? There ain't gonna be no Edomite that's safe from the Lord, man. You're either being put to death or put into slavery. There ain't gonna be no remnant of Esau being delivered or being saved from the Lord's wrath. So that's not scriptural, you know. And we keep telling you, man, how does it make sense how the Most High hates Esau, but he's gonna save him? You know, and he's done all this evil wickedness to Jacob, who he loves, but reward Esau with salvation. And he's been the devil, he's been the wicked on the earth. How does that make any sense? You know? After, because you Christians believe that Yahushua or Jesus Christ sacrificed himself for everybody, right? How is Yahushua going to come back mad at the Edomites after, accepting him? That doesn't make any sense, man. These Edomites put him on the cross and killed him. You know? None of this makes any sense, especially when the Lord hates Esau. If the Most High hates Esau, guess what? Yahushua hates Esau. They're one in mind, right? So Yahushua ain't coming like he's trying to make friends with you lot. He's going to fulfill the will and the wrath of the Most High. Okay?
And that's a future event as well. You know? So it's like, I mean, as a
because Yahushua hasn't returned yet. Yeah. So it can only be a future prophecy. You know? It can't happen at any other point. So Esau has to be here too. For the Lord to accomplish that upon them. You know? Yeah, let's go back to Genesis 4 and start from 11.
Genesis 4 and 11. And now art thou cast from the earth, which has opened our mouths to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee as strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth.
All right, so let's jump to Galatians 6 and 7. All right, so a fugitive and a vagabond needs to be in the earth, right? I think that's right. I hope I wrote that down right. I might have in wrong places. A fugitive and a vagabond. A fugitive is someone that's fleeing from judgment. Right? That's trying to escape judgment. He's on the run. Right? Like I said, Cain wasn't judged then. He wasn't put to death. Nothing happened to him. You know, he had seed after himself. You know, he had families, he built cities, and got the dukes of Edom. He got kings and princes on the throne. The land of Edom or whatever, right? Well, Cain did, not Edom wasn't around at the time yet. But Cain had seed after him, right? So they built cities or whatever. All right, so judgment didn't come upon him. Judgment was for a later day, right? And the curse was put upon Cain, right? And he was even given defense, protection to fulfill his time, But judgment wasn't going to come upon Cain in that time. It's a later date, a later judgment for a later time, man, which fell upon Esau. He's the one running from judgment. In Cain's reincarnation, he's running from judgment now. Okay?
Yeah, he's running from who he truly is, right? That's why he keeps saying he's Egyptian. He can give himself all these different titles and different names, but not his true nationality.
So he's trying to hide. He's hiding from judgment. He's running in hiding. If he could, and that's why he's king of deception. He's trying to confuse you, trying to tell you that, oh, he's this person or that person, so you can't associate him with Esau or Edom. Because if the world find out, they don't know you was the devil, right? And that great judgment, destruction is going to come upon you. But you're ruling the earth, so how could you be? Only destruction is coming to you. So it's important for you to deceive the people and deny the fact that you're Esau, and even for you to claim that you're the Israelites or the Jews or whatever. You use that as a cloak to cover yourself, man. Okay, but you can't fool them all sides.
Pause. We're too happy to get it out. Oh, sorry. We're too happy getting it out together, man.
I know, man.
Pause.
Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived, Mosiah is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also live.
The other one? I think so.
Yeah, go on.
I think so.
Be not deceived, Mosiah is not mocked, for whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also live.
Right? So again, you're running from judgment, right? But Mosiah said he's not mocked. Right? And it's even my like that, right? After knowing what they've done, to the Israelites, or the so-called black people, right? They want to sit on top in comfort, like nothing happened. They don't want to be. They don't have to pay. They want to find some other way to keep themselves at the top and keep you where you are. They want you to be content with what they've given you, which is nothing really. But the fact that you ain't got chains on them is enough for them to say, "Look, we gave you freedom." We didn't really. You gave us emancipation. That's a whole different freedom, because we're not free to do what we want to do. We have to abide by your laws and your ways of life. You know, so we wasn't given freedom. Okay, you just put chains off, man, and now we work for you in the system. You know, wherever we are in the world, wherever system that we're in, you know, wherever part of the world you're in, we have to work for that system and build that up. We can't build ourselves up, man. Otherwise, you know, Esau comes through and fucks your shit up, man. You know, puts you at a disadvantage. You know, so like he said, he ain't trying to pay for his crimes. That's a fugitive, man. He on the run. You know. Yep.
For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh live corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit live life everlasting.
All right, so let's grab Revelation 13 and 10. Right? But you Edomites don't like the idea of going to slavery, even though that's what you did to us. But we just read, the Lord is not mocked. Right? And what you sow, you shall reap. All right, so it's a judgment that's coming down the pipeline. It isn't here yet, and you're trying to avoid it. You're trying to skip around it. No, this ain't gonna happen. We're gonna be always in power. We've got the, you know, that dude in America was talking about all the F-16s and all the aircraft carriers. You got all the bombs. You got, like, you can never be taken down. The Most High can take you down. The Most High can take you down. You know, don't worry about these other nations. The Most High gonna take you down and make you pay, because you ain't trying to pay. They're gonna make you pay.
But, Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right, that's part of the judgment. You put us into slavery, into captivity. That's where you're gonna end up, man. What did we read earlier? The older should serve the younger. You're gonna go beneath. You're going beneath. You're gonna go beneath, man. You will serve. As reluctant as you are to the idea of it, you will serve, man. You'll be happy. You won't be fucking happy. We'll guarantee that. You ain't gonna be happy.
Yo, what's happened on the still at the voice down? I didn't even touch it.
That's probably water.
Again, Revelation 13 and 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword.
Right? So like I said, this is what you've done to us. So how do you expect to get away with it? Okay, you're in that spirit of Cain, the fugitive, man.
And that sword is, it's attached to Cain
and Esau. But the name Cain means weapon, Kwayon. Right? And you can get that if you want, in Genesis 27. Right? With the blessing of Esau. Right? He was blessed with the sword. Right? So there's connections there to be made, man. Right? Esau would rule or would gain dominion with the sword. He's not a peaceful man. You know?
That's historically proven, man. You could run through the continents: Africa, Asia, the British Empire. They went all the way over into Asia, the Pacific Ocean. Obviously, we know Europe and the Americas. You know, Edomite nations under the Catholic Church. Well, Spain and Portugal were under the Catholic Church. The British, the British were under the Church of England. When they went over there to the Americas, they didn't go over there with fish and chips. You know, they didn't Bibles. No, they went over there with swords, looking to increase their wealth by way of conquest, conquering new lands and conquering peoples, putting them into captivity. and they gained so much riches that there's people that their life's goal is to find one of them boats that sink. And if you find one of them boats that sink, best believe you gonna be balling. You're gonna be balling out of control. I'm gonna see you on you know when they have the Monaco F1, you're gonna be right there next to Conor McGregor. Because them boats that fell with nothing but gold and all manner of precious things. And that's the ones that sunk. How much more the ones that kept going backward and forward, man? And they did it through violence, man. If you didn't agree to their terms, then they're gonna have to use a sword. It's threaten your children, you know, threaten your wife, threaten you, mutilation. That was nothing to Esau Edom. If it meant that he was gonna get to the bag.
Like I said earlier, man, he's got no pity, man.
Oh no.
You know, he didn't care what he say. Cain didn't care about his brother, right? Esau don't care about nobody. Cain don't care about his brother.
Nah, he's not a
Esau don't care about his
humanitarian.
brother, man.
Esau's not a fucking humanitarian, and he's still not a humanitarian. He's good at pretending he's a humanitarian to meet his needs. All this bullshit that he cares about people and like fair trade and all, it's all bullshit. It's all a scam. Fair trade or environmental. It came out the other day that they cut down billions of trees and stuff. No, not billions, but they cut down a whole bag of trees in Scotland to build these electric fans. Now, if that ain't if that don't show you this man is the devil, you know why? Because all those schemes, those environmental schemes, are subsidized by the government. So if you want to get rich, all you had to do was set up a company, right? An environmental company, and it didn't have to be economically viable because it's not. The what do you call it? The wind turbines, all those. It's not economically viable. The only thing that makes it economically viable is the government comes in and gives you a grant, gives you the subsidies. So you just make millions for building them, but it's not functional, it's not efficient.
You can be next to Elon Musk, you know.
So they just cut down the forest. They cut down the forest, man. Yo, it's serious, man. Esau's the devil. He don't care about the environment. He doesn't care about the humanity. He likes to pretend he cares, right, to get you off his back. That's all it is.
Yep.
The cobalt proves that.
Okay.
The cobalt mines in the Congo, and everybody knows now. I don't see Prince. Did you see Prince William have a press conference about how he's going to personally fix that situation? Because I know he's a humanitarian and a philanthropist.
It's the same with lithium. You know, everyone's talking about batteries and electric and all this kind of stuff, man. But the lithium mines, man, they ain't fucking humanitarian. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but all them philanthropists and them humanitarian, I'm sure they just ain't seen the videos yet. That's what it is. They on TikTok, and it's the algorithm hasn't shown them all that. It's funny. These dudes are always silent on these things, but then they'll pop out now and again in some fucking to show face. Oh yes, the children, and yeah, I'm donating some tennis balls here at Wimbledon. Fucking devils, man.
Genesis 27:8, such 8.
Yeah.
And Esau said unto his father, art thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and the dew of heaven from above. And by the
right, that's the chief places in the earth, the most expensive, the best land Esau would have to his in possession. And that's how it is now. The pristine, look, even if you go to the islands, all the beachfront owned by the Queen and them. You go to the islands, the beachfront, like you go St. Lucia, Jamaica, all these places. To this day, the most expensive property is owned by foreigners. It's not owned by Jake. Mainly the British or the Spanish. They own the best of the lands, which we're supposed to have that privilege to go and get the premium. because that's the blessing our father gave us. But Esau got the temporary thing.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother.
Right, so a sword is a murdering instrument, a killing instrument, right? And so related to Cain. Cain murdered his brother. Cain's name means weapon. You know, he's in that murderous state of mind, man. And what did he want to do as soon as he got that blessing? Kill his brother.
Yeah, because he's envious, man. Because Jake, he got the top. There ain't nothing. Two men can't be king, you know. Only one man can be king, and that's always been a problem. You go through the history of the Middle Ages, boy, man's brother trying to kill man, you know, because the man a fucking red eye, man. The envy, because only one man can be blessed to be in a particular position, man. And it happened to be Jacob. Jacob is the number one. Now Esau could have got the number 2 spot, but he don't want number 2 spot. If he had kept the brotherly covenant, everything would have been cool.
Yeah, his hatred to reside over him, man. And this is what was told to Cain, because Cain was envious of his brother Abel, because he did right.
Yeah, man.
You know, Abel did nothing to him, but he had anger and hatred towards him anyway. And the Lord told him, man, well, if you did the right thing, man, you'd be cool, right? You'd be accepted. But if you do the basically paraphrasing again, you do the wrong thing, man, sin, waited for you, man. He was taken over by sin and wickedness.
Esau, like, them bullies here that fucking don't want to do no homework, don't want to study, but the other guy's studying. So when the other guy gets the A's, oh, you fucking nerd, and they start bullying, man. Nah, because
you wanted the A's.
You're a fucking waste, man. That's why, man. You put in the work, innit?
But the day Cain Abel, the day he became the seed of the serpent, man. He was the seed of the serpent. Right? He let Satan get all up in him, man, and that's been his ever since.
And that proves that the devil is a man, because when you go into John 8 and 44, it says the devil was a murderer from the beginning. So that shows you that the devil was the murderer. Who was the murderer from the beginning? It was Cain. But hold on, when you go into Revelations, it speaks about that devil. It speaks about that old serpent, which is the devil, right? Yep. Satan. So that shows you.
It's not
talking about the spiritual demon Satan. It's talking about a specific seed of people that have been reincarnated. It was Cain. Then he came back again as Esau. Esau is that old serpent, that Satan, that devil.
That's the one the spiritual demon Satan is using in this world, man. Because
his comments is after the workings of Satan, man. And the man's got women. He's got women like mutilated as men, talking about how that people can have periods, man, and taking photographs of it, man. If he ain't the devil, then who is, man?
Cain gave occasion to Satan, man. That's why Satan was able to, get into his psyche, man.
Sin life at the door.
Yeah, that's what he said to him. So, yeah, he got up in him, and that was it.
And that's Esau. Esau's that man of sin. He don't do right, and even when he know right, he choose wrong. He's got a whole doctrine based upon that.
Well, we've gone through the fact that Cain was rebellious, Esau's rebellious, because we're looking at the parallels between them, innit, right? They're both rebellious, man. They don't want to do right.
Esau made a whole religion based upon you could do what you want. Like it ain't even like he said, listen, I could do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I'm gonna do this right. Yeah, no. The man made a religion that says, "Do as thou wilt" is the whole of the law. So he is the man of sin. He said, "Do as thou wilt." That's the whole law.
He did what he wanted to do. He didn't give the respectful sacrifice.
Esau, man.
Because we're just showing you, man, that spiritually Esau is Cain in the reincarnation, man. They're heavily linked, man. There's so many parallels between them. They're the same, attributes.
Well, the same judgment. Because Cain is cursed from the earth, right? And so is Esau. Esau's cursed from the face of the earth. Because for Esau to go, Esau's like a vampire. You ever seen them vampire movies, right? If you watch, Esau telling you, man, if you watch a Blade, right? With Frost and them man there, yeah? They were pissed because Blade was the daywalker. Blade had all the strengths, but none of the weaknesses. He was dark like this brother here, and he was out in the sun enjoying life, because this is where you're meant to be at. The sun isn't supposed to be detrimental to you. It's supposed to be beneficial, right? This man, the sun is detrimental. He has to hide himself from the sun. And it doesn't matter whether it's Africa or Africa. No, even in Europe, there's snowburn. There's skin cancer, there's snow blindness. Even when the men are going snowing, right? We get sunburn during snow. You see them take off the big goggles and it's all red. And if they don't wear, the reason they're wearing the goggles and it's reflective is because their eyes, man, the blue eyes, the leprous eyes, they'll go blind in the snow.
Yep.
There's something called snow blindness. These guys are not meant to actually be on the face of the earth. They're cursed. No, I'm being serious. They're not designed to be in UV radiation. That's why they look old so fast.
Yep.
And that alone proves that they're not meant to be, because guess what? Didn't the Lord reduce the lifespan of man? So in the beginning, man was living onto a what? 1,000.
Yeah, 1,000.
Now, how could you live like that if you're so-called white, man? Imagine a man, these white, nah, man, I have to tell, listen, I'm sorry, but I got to talk the thing. These white girls me and this brother went to school with, right? If you see them now, them bitches look 60. Them bitches, a lot of them look ruined from about 21. If they don't fucking, and you know what's even worse? When they go on a lot of holidays, go to hot places.
Or they go sit in the sun.
You ever see them old so-called white women, black white women, right? And they just so wrinkly. Those are the rich ones because they've been going sunbathing for so long that their skin is just completely destroyed. They age, and that's a fact. That if you ain't got melanin, you age, and you age badly.
And yet they want melanin. So that's why they try and get the tan.
That's why they try and get the tans on, right? Because you age. Now, how can you live for 200, 300 years when you're already 30 and you look 60? So what are you gonna look like when you're 100?
Vampire.
Nosferatu. So that proves, not only does that prove that the original people could not have been so-called white people, because how you are, your aging process is the opposite of is what's it called? What do we say? It's fucking turbo boosted, man. The motherfuckers old, accelerated aging, and they know it. They know it's true. Them bitches, or even the man them that we went to school with, look old, bro. Us man still look young. We don't look our age. So that's another thing. Cain was given the mark of Cain. That's that mark, man. It's detrimental.
And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou
So
shalt.
Isaac still told him you're going to serve your brother, though.
Yeah.
Regardless of that time of rulership or whatever, you're still going to serve your brother, though.
And David put them under subjection, and he put Barracks in Edom, and rightfully so.
And I say you got no reason to be angry at Jacob because the blessing was never really for you in the first place. Jacob didn't do nothing wrong. Jacob only did what he was supposed to do in the spirit. The Lord gave him that inheritance, man.
And it's proven right, because when you took the rulership of the earth, you done
Nasty shit.
you done been wild, man.
Nasty.
Wild, man. It's crazy out here.
Well, this is it, right? Esau, when he gets into power, right, he starts because he's an idol worship, right? But he gets so boasted in his spirit, man. He puts himself up as God.
But there's no limits, man.
You know, Jake never did that. Jake went off and worshipped other gods, but Jake never put himself up as gods, man.
But with Esau, there's no limits, man. There's no limits to the blasphemy. He don't have no boundaries, man. The guy's just wild. They wild, man. They wilding out here. Look at that. These lot, like, listen, man. We used to do when I used to be on working in the transport. I used to be shocked because sometimes when these people come through with their kids, they got toddlers and shit, and you look at them and you're thinking, what the like? Is that their grandparents? But then it's like, yeah, mommy gonna, and I'm like, what? How could that be your mother? She looked like she in menopause. It's because, yeah, she's probably 32, but she looked like somebody's grandmother. I'm not joking. Listen, man, you just gotta observe these people, man. It's true. I'm not lying, bro. Like you just look. It's like, wow, like how they got kids. These people look like grandparents, man. They look musty and moldy. Goodness gracious, man.
When thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck.
So he would have dominion. Esau would have dominion, right? And there'll be a time where you're not going to be under your brother, right? But the ultimate blessing is, or the ultimate fact is that in the end you will be under your brother, man. There's no ways about it. Okay. Yep.
And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him.
Esau hated Jacob, right? Just like Cain hated Abel.
He didn't want to get the consolation prize, but that's what he got. That's what they got, man, and they're enjoying their consolation, and they have enjoyed it. They even the poor Edomites, their life was made better because of us, because they were able to. Right, I'm poor, but at least I ain't one of these niggers. At least I can go into the swimming pool. You know, that's why Esau set it up like that. Esau, the elites, right? They've obviously enjoyed it more than anyone. The super elites, because they've had everything. But you got Edomites that have always been working class. But even though they've been working class, their self-esteem has always been high, because they could always look at the Negro and say, "Well, look at this. At least we got it." And they could come down the street and throw a bottle at you and do it whatever they wanted to you and get away with it. They could terrorize you, lynch you, and so that they could feel superior, and so that makes them feel better.
There's a void in there. There's a void in here. You're never gonna.
Even though they ain't living in the Hamptons, they still have certain I ain't no woke of this, but what they like to call so-called white privilege. There is a privilege that they have, and they enjoy that privilege. They enjoyed it thoroughly.
And Esau said in his heart, "The days of mourning for my father at hand, then would I slay my brother Jacob."
So he wanted to kill Jacob, man. That shows you the same spirit of Cain. It was the same spirit. But guess what? The Lord didn't allow him to do it, because guess what? Jacob he was that blessed seed that had to continue. Jacob couldn't be cut off, because from Jacob had to come the tribes. So that's why the Lord put a docile spirit on Esau when Esau met Jacob coming out of Aram, coming out of Syria. The Lord put a docile spirit on Esau, man, because the Lord could do that. The Lord could put a docile spirit on Esau.
And the Lord's doing it even now. There's not every Edomite we encounter wants to try our throat just like that. The Lord's calm things down for us to be able to maneuver in certain ways, man. You might might even give you a promotion or some shit. You know what I mean? Just the Lord got it happening. Not because he's so righteous or he's nice and like that. It's the Most High at work, man. Making him do certain things, man.
Preserve us, man.
Yep. Doesn't mean he's not gonna be absolved from his judgment, man.
Oh hell! Come on, man.
This Edomite, he helped me out now. He's a fuck, man.
Listen, man. You don't know that Edomite. Listen, even if a man helped you out in one instance, yeah, in your last life, he could have fucking killed you. You still got to pay for that. Yeah. That's why you can't see everything from your worldly lens, innit? You can't see things from your mortal lens, because you are not all knowing. You don't know. Like, you might meet someone and they act very nice all the time. Some guy gets caught, got his kids locked up in the basement, banging out his daughter, breeding her and all that. What did the neighbors say?
Oh, that's guy. That's neighbor.
So if you judge man based upon that, then yeah, like, he's cool. But then behind closed doors, look what he's doing.
It's judgment. Error, judgment.
You wouldn't know how many times pedophiles get caught out. It's, oh yeah, but he was cool with me. Yeah, so what? So you might get an Edomite that he was cool with you, but he done violate a whole bunch of Jake. You gotta pay for that. I don't give a fuck if he was cool with me. You gotta pay for what you did over there. Just like you get different nations of Edomites, man. Really, Benjamin mainly caught hell off the back of the so-called British Edomite, the English Edomite, right? And then the other tribes, the Northern Kingdom, mainly caught hell off the Spanish and the Portuguese Edomite. But the way you're supposed to see it is that you violated one of the tribes, that's it. I don't care. Like, you're gonna have to get it too. Simple as that. You don't know what a man was doing in his last life or life before that, or you don't know. You just met the man in the bus station and he was cool with you, and all of a sudden Edomites can make it. Come on, man. Stop it. Yeah? The Lord, man, even the Lord said, all have fallen short, man. You trying to give Edomites a pass. Like, they righteous, man.
It's always Edomites as well, man. I always think about Edomites, man. Fuck Edomites, man.
Hey, because that's the
Right.
witchcraft that Esau's pushed out there through the media, that he always gets the benefit of the doubt. Like I see this one image, one story the other day. This white girl stabbed up her little brother, man. 12-year-old stabbed up a 9-year-old, and I just know she's gonna get a lesser sentence because he's an Edomite for one, and it's a woman for two. So they're gonna give her. She started crying. They're gonna give her the benefit of the doubt. Let that be you though. Let that be a Negro male that did that, bro. They're throwing the book. They're trying you as an adult, all kind of shit. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Go on, huh?
And this word of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob, her younger son, and said unto him, Behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, does comfort himself, purposing to kill thee.
Yeah, man. Hey, the so-called black woman did man a solid, man. She said, "No, fuck this leper, man," and she whipped man out of there, right? And another thing that proves that Esau is Cain. Cain and them man were all about the weaponries, man. Can we get that? I'm sure that where is it? Trying to think of the chapter. This piece about Cain and them man. Yeah, them man were about that life of the weaponries, and that's Esau. Esau, man, if you look at him, that's all the great sword, the red dragon taking peace from the earth. Esau is a master of the art of weaponry. He has mastered every form of weaponry there is known to mankind, and put so much money into developing new weapons and greater weapons. It's not funny. Look at all the top weapons manufacturing research companies and companies in the world, and I think 9 out of 10 of them are Edomites. You know, Lockheed and whatever the hell, all these Edomites, man, and they get hard, man. Or you go on Discovery Channel and they get titillated talking about weapons. They got the Discovery Channel show Future Weapons, and these dudes are just sitting there spending money and time just coming up with more ways to kill people, man. Whether it be conventional weapons, whether it was nuclear weapons. This man sat down and tried to develop a bomb.
Well, the Oppenheimer.
Just think of the mentality it takes, yeah, that you wanted to build a weapon that just decimated the land, radiated. You dying making it. How can you die making a weapon, fam? Bro, you making a sword. Okay, fair enough. You're banging the sword and you fucking, you be alright, man. Or you even do some gunpowder. You might get a little bit of explosions now and again. It's dangerous. This man was radiated to death, blood. These men were dying, getting lethal doses of something you can't see. That's some scary shit. Oh shit, it's just radiation, bro. You don't know you're radiated until your hair starts falling out, and man thought this was a good idea. He thought, yeah, you know what? What if this radiation here that we're dying from, why don't we turn it into a bomb, explode it in the fucking atmosphere? It will destroy our enemies, completely pollute the land and the earth. That's a fucking great idea. Indiscriminately just kill everything, animal, fucking everything.
See, now it sounds like a stupid idea, right? But these smart people would be behind it, right? The smart Edomites, right? But that shows you as well, the Mosai is really behind it all. Mosai had to go through all this dangerous shit to seek out this great sword.
And they were Christians.
To really destroy themselves with it, man.
And they were Christians. Vocab Malone that's why we can't stand when these Edomites get on the high horse. These guys made atomic, and they didn't even stop there. They didn't even just say like, "Raw, this is horrible. Oh my, look what we did to Japan. Look what we did."
Now we're gonna go further on.
Nah, they said, "Fuck that. How much billions we got? Yeah, keep going."
The Russians have got them.
How much can we destroy with one bomb? Because if you compare the force of the atomic bomb to the can we get the scripture? Smith that bloweth the coals, man. This is just because it is prophecy, but it still shows the Esau's character. The Lord made him do it. It wasn't the Hamites. It wasn't the Elam. It was him. And he didn't stop. He didn't say to himself, "Wow, look at the destruction, man. Love thy neighbor as thyself." You know, God is love. You know all them scriptures that they like to throw at us as soon as they come up to the camp. You know, or revenge is What it
Vengeance
is?
is mine,
Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord.
That's what Esau's spirit.
Bro, them man have got a million love scriptures when they come. They got scriptures we ain't even heard of before. Where did that, what? Scriptures, and it's like 10, the love is mentioned 10 times in one verse. They got all the love scriptures, all the peace. They got all the peace scriptures plus more.
Again, going back to that fugitive nature about him. And he's trying to not, trying to entertain the fact he's done wicked.
But yeah, I think, you know what, that was fucked up. But you know what, I think we can make this bomb bigger, more devastating, more destructive in the earth. And so you got thermonuclear weapons. Then they got to develop a way to get it there, man. Multiple different ways to get it to you. They got bombers, they got ICBMs, they got fucking nuclear submarines. They just, and you know how much money, bro. Listen, Jake, because we're so brought down, we don't understand money. Jake we think in terms of, man, get a bust down chain and he bought it here, 30 grand on the train, or, Mayweather. Listen, Mayweather's net worth is how much it costs to maintain a fighter jet for 1 year. You understand? Like, the man's net worth is how much Esau pays so that one plane, one fighter jet, one F-35 can just be there and be operational. When it comes to spending money on, you got to put your mind into how much money, and then you look at your ghetto and you think to yourself, raw, just 10% of that money you're spending on them thermonuclear weapons.
Well, again, the American budget, the biggest part of the budget is the military.
Think about it,
Which
man.
is what they care about the most. It's in their spirit the most.
They just keep going. And biological weapons, they're getting better and better at that. He's a
murderer, like Cain, he wants the murder, man. That's why he's going to fight all the earth doing that.
But you don't see vocab, he ain't got nothing to say when they're creating these weapons that indiscriminately just... Go on now, you got that scripture? Hey, man, you got to sit there and really think about the character of a man that will sit there and develop these things, man.
And these are obviously characters of the wicked, man. You know?
Meanwhile, the healthcare system, people are struggling to get healthcare and proper food. But they ain't struggling for nukes.
No, not struggling for the military, not struggling for fucking space exploration and shit. Setting up fucking lasers and satellites and whatever.
The people are protesting. The nurses are protesting. They ain't getting enough money. Transport protesting. Ukraine thing happens. Bro, that man just sent the money there. And these men here have to protest to get extra pound on an hour. It was, we ain't got 250 million. What, bro? You just sent like 5 billion last week to them man to blow up shit. You got that, bro? Yeah, go. Let's read that, man. Esau, man. Oh, man. Okay.
This is Isaiah 54:16. Behold, I have created the smith that blows the cool.
Right, the smith. Now, the smith is basically your modern day engineer because it's the same thing. The metallurgist. There was a documentary, and it's difficult to go back and find it, that the Russians did, where they actually took you into their science labs that create the metal for the ICBMs, because you can't just put any metal on a missile because of the speed, because of the heat. And you see that they were testing the alloys. They were like, it's specific alloys, man, down to like small percentages of how much aluminium and how much this and how much that. You good? And they put it together to make these weapons. These weapons are basically put together like by blacksmiths, but it's the modern day blacksmith. So there's all computers involved and all these type of things, right?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out which one was mine and yours.
What do you mean?
Phone.
Which one's my phone?
Huh? Got the same phone here.
Yeah, but we got different cases.
Yeah, I couldn't tell from the front, can I? Oh.
Yeah, man. So it's the same principle. The modern day smith is them engineers that's working in them laboratories. And you saw, man, he got the big machine and he was like putting the metal on the pressure to see how it reacts on the pressure, see when it breaks. That's a smith. It's the same man that used to ting, ting, ting with the hammer and temper the sweet steel and mix up the alloys, the metallurgy to find the Italian blue steel that'll chop your shit up. They're doing the same thing when they make a missile. The metal is very important. You can't just stick anything in there and think it's gonna run. So the scriptures is completely accurate. Yeah.
Behold, I have created the smith that blows the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy.
The waster is talking about that nuclear weapon. Now the beautiful thing, can we get revelations on the red horse? The beautiful thing about it is the Lord gave Esau that weapon, and Esau used it in his arrogance. But he's gonna fall by that same arrogance, because that same weapon that he mercilessly used on them Ammonites is going to be used on him in perfection. And he's the first. This is the poetic nature of the Most High. Esau was the first nation to use these weapons, and they're going to be the last nation for it to be used on, because once the destruction comes, those weapons are never, that type of weaponry is never going to be used again. And Esau is the one that opened the box.
Yeah.
He's Pandora, little bitch. He did it. He can't say nothing. He the one that did it. You developed these weapons. Why do the Indians have it? Why do the Chinese have it? Because you got it and you gave it to you in your own arrogance handed it out for money.
That's why in the book of Revelation 13, 16, 10, they say, well, he got killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. So the sword is like your word. Like a cycle. It's gonna catch up.
Yeah. You're gonna come back on you. Esau is a man of you put your money where what you're into, man. Esau's into weapons, man, on an industrial scale, man. They got so many different type of guns, man, that they've developed, attachments, and now they're 3D printing guns.
There's a guy in Birmingham in the video.
Yeah. You know. But then John Morant like takes a picture with a gun, and it's all the NBA. We don't associate the NBA with guns, but then when the troops come, you put the camera on the troops and say we support the troops. What the fuck is the troops do? It's the hypocrisy, man. It's you know what I mean. Babylon will just drive you crazy, isn't it? They're fucking. It's mad. Yeah, John Morant, nah. NBA gun boy.
It's a book of Revelation 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was led, and the power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Like Esau represents that red horse. Esau is the master of chaos, man. Esau Edom is the master of chaos. He thrives on chaos. He thrives on causing chaos. He's Loki. He comes and he brings mischief, and he's not the peacemaker. He's the ultimate of. Again, what does not the Bible say? Blessed are the peacemakers. When he went over to the Americas, yes, they were Gadite clans that were getting busy with on each other, right? Did Esau come as the great peacemaker, right? Because he's a Puritan, right? The Bible says, "Blessed are the peacemakers," right?
He saw opportunities.
No, he saw opportunity to, okay, so we're going to pit that tribe against each other. And Esau's been doing that tactic ever since. In fact, it's actually an old Roman tactic, going back to Julius Caesar. Because that's how Julius Caesar conquered Gaul. He pit the different tribes against each other so that he could sweep in afterwards and clean them up.
Mm-hmm.
And so that same tactic that Julius Caesar did, they used that tactics on the Native American Indians, man, and it worked. Esau, through the CIA and their intelligence agencies, are always causing chaos in the earth so they could profit, so they could make a weakened region, destabilize the region, and come in and take over and get the resources. And they've been doing this for years, while men like Vocab Malone are rapping. While men like Vocab Malone are rapping, right, and all up in the churches with Jimmy Swaggart, there's a place, doing all this, their military and their government is around the world causing nothing but bloodshed, and they just turn a blind eye to it, like they can't see it. Their man turn into Stevie Wonder.
And then rate them in the team.
And they rate it. They pray for America. Meanwhile, Esau making all these movies, making it look like he's saving the world. It's James Bond and all these fucking assholes, 24 and all these agents, they're out there stopping the terrorists, stopping the, just bringing peace to the world.
Keeping America safe.
That's bullshit, man. And they expose themselves, man, like fucking John Perkins, the economic hitman. He talked about the fucking, they send in the jackals, and the jackals gonna come in and you get color revolutions, or they do an assassination.
Yeah, Halliburton and buying up the shit. You know?
This is the truth about what Esau's been doing. But man like Vocab Malone will never talk about that. And that is way more, that has caused much more death and destruction than anything any Hebrew Israelites on the street with Bibles has ever done. And this is why we get on these guys, because these guys are hypocrites. They want to paint us as a threat to life, and we're a threat to the people, and that's why I'm coming against them. But I don't see you coming up against all these other things, which are like elephants in the room. They quiet on it, because guess what? They don't fucking care. They don't care. Esau took peace from the earth, man, all over Africa.
And the power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto them, unto him, great sword.
That military might, which ultimately the highest form of his military power is that thermonuclear weapon. But just the American military alone, people don't realize how immense and how fucking what's it called? Destructive that machinery really is. The American military is the highest, is the biggest polluter on the face. You got to, that should show you how big that machinery is when it's the biggest polluting organization in the world. These men have got military bases in countries that's like mini America with McDonald's and Burger Kings.
Yeah. Destroy the earth.
They're destroying the earth, man. They got fucking aircraft. Do you know how much it costs to build and maintain? It's not even just, you got to remember, right? You got the soldiers they're paying. So they're paying the soldiers, right? They got to buy all the resources. Sometimes, like for instance, people talk about the weaponries, yeah? They left in Afghanistan. The reason they left that weaponry in Afghanistan is because one, they've got their agents over there that are now going to start shifting that out into the black market. It's cheaper for them to do that than ship it back to America. But guess what? Now they got a reason to replace those fucking weapons. You understand how it works? So why would you spend the money to bring those weapons back when what you can do is leave the weapons there, make money, selling them on the black market anyway, because now they're lost. Yeah. And then now the man them that own the weapons manufacturers, you can put in another order for another $2 billion worth of fucking M16s or whatever they left out there. We gotta talk about how much it costs to constantly, every time they have a war game and they test their weaponry, that's used now. So when you have a battleship and they fire up, those shit have to be replaced. That's more money. You got the research and development. That's more money. You got the maintenance. Like I said, you got fighter jets. You don't just buy a fighter jet and then just leave it there and then like, that's it. You got to pay for the personnel that's going to maintain them. You got to maintain them themselves. That costs money. The tanks, maintenance. The maintenance ain't like your fucking car where you go to, you know, you spend like £100 at Quick Fit for a fucking service and all they do to take the oil out. It's the process of a military is extremely fucking expensive. That's why the military budget is out of this fucking world. But that's allowed them to have this great army that the world fears. Because the army is bigger than all the armies of the world put together in terms of the power it has. Then you add NATO into that and it's a wrap. That's why everyone's scared of the beast. But now shit's starting to even out. But you even have to have Edomites on the other side of that, with Russia.
They're leading the front.
I have to be right there with the front, man. Esau, man, that military is crazy. But then they'll complain about black people and welfare, all the money, the taxpayer money going on the wealth. Bro, the taxpayer money is going on the fucking military. That's where it's going. All them weaponry they sent over to Ukraine, that's gonna be replaced. Money, 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 money.
Well, that's like a bottomless pit right now.
Yeah.
They're just throwing more money, more weapons at it, man. You know, Ukraine still ain't done the job, ain't defended themselves. Russia's still on their fucking asses. And all they keep doing is, you know, sending more weapons there, more weapons there, more weapons there. When's it going to end?
That's to be replaced.
Someone's making money out
So
of it.
they're making a bag of money and they're spending the taxpayers' money. And then the man who owned the companies, yeah, they're making that paper.
They'll put your taxes next year.
Right.
You know?
It's a book, Psalm 73 and the Psalm 3. For I was envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked. For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
But the earth's been given into the hands of the wicked. It's been given into the hands of the Edomites. So of course they're going to have it better than everybody else. You know? And they rule with an iron fist while trying to portray that they're the big guy on the earth, man. You know?
Therefore, pride compasses them about as chain. Violence covers them as garment.
That's why they got, let me say this here. They got you men hooked on these fucking sports. Right? So you know everything, man. Motherfucker, oh, they even got a fucking whole channel dedicated transfer deadline. It's like, oh, this person's getting bought for free. You know what they don't have a channel dedicated to? Showing you all the contracts, showing you where the weapons are going and who they're selling them to. Because you be shocked. You're like, hold on, wait. I thought we didn't rate these kind of men. How come we just send them man over? And them man, hold on, them man are using the missiles to blow up them children over there. How come we're still sending them weapons there? That they don't really publicize them when the UK's sending them weapons over to Yemen and all. They don't really like to talk. But boy, if you know, Harry Kane's going to Bayern Munich, and they'll talk about that, and all the men, they know all the details over these footballers and these basketballers and NFL, and this man's on a free. But what you don't know is how all that money is being moved. That taxpayer money that you're paying your taxes for is being moved, spent on these weapons, and where the hell they're selling these weapons to. They don't want you to know all that. That's in the dark. But what's in the light is all this fucking sports. Folly. Obsessed. Oh yeah, and he's gonna get 500k contract, and then the man will be debating about the contract, whether it's worth it and all that. Which, you know, we all dabble in a bit of sports. But my point is, ain't it funny that they've got a whole mechanism dedicated to that? You know all the details, but we don't get all the details when it comes to them weapons they selling. Oh, they do that. They don't want you to think about that. Neither does vocab. But well, man like vocab don't want to know. They like living in the ignorance, man. It allows them to walk around, you know, and believe that they're good people. Oh yeah, you know, that's America. Greatest country in the world on the dot of the planet.
Their eyes stand out with fatness. They have more than art could wish.
Yeah, these Edomites, man, they've got from the elites down to the upper class to the middle class. They got more than heart could wish. They living good. From the upper class upward, they're living good. You ain't really got to be a millionaire to be living good. Right? And I'm not just talking about salary. See, the problem with Jake think about salary. Salary don't mean shit, man. You need salary and assets, man. And the thing is, you got to realize with a lot of these Edomites that's in the upper classes is they've got shit to fall back on. They've got family assets, houses and lands and different things like that they have, and they got salaries. So that allows them to live very comfortably. They got stocks and shares and things that they own. They don't rely on just their income, but they got things that they could sell, that they could make liquid. You know what I'm saying? These devils have been living deliciously, man.
Uh, they are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak no.
They're corrupt because ultimately this man's whole system is based upon everyone fucking. There's a bunch of rules and everyone turns a blind eye until somebody needs to get shafted, and that is the truth. No matter what company I've ever worked in, the truth of the matter is there's the rules and there's how it works. Bro, I'm a line. There's the rules and there's how it works, and everyone's fine with not following the rules. As long as the main thing is, which is the money making thing, keeps going, man don't give a fuck. What happens is when shit hits the fan and someone needs to get rassed up, that's when it's like, okay, well, yeah, what was the rules? What did the rules say? Oh, okay, that guy, it was him. Then they got to find a scapegoat. These men work for the pharmaceutical companies. Listen, man, the man them that's in there know the fuckery what's going on. But what do? You got a choice to make. You just spent fucking 7-8 years fucking in medical school thinking, yeah, I'm gonna save the planet. I'm gonna invent, I'm gonna cure people. Oh yeah, you know, and then you go into one of these companies and they give you the whole, there's the outward, yeah, you know, the infomercial. Yes, we're here at Pfizer. We're here and all that shit. Then you actually work in the company. All of a sudden, you start seeing man the inside are cutting corners, falsifying information, and you're thinking to yourself, "But the rules say we shouldn't be doing that."
Well, it's like the scripture, man. You know, speak about the wicked scribes and Pharisees said on the outward, the white sepulchres, man.
Yeah,
it looks beautiful on the outside. It's great.
Once you get inside,
for a dead man's bone,
it's all wickedness, lies. Oh, don't worry about that. Oh, we just push that through. Don't worry about that, right? But then guess what? You have a choice to make. You just got in the company. You got a moral choice to make. Are you gonna whistle blow? Because if you whistle blow, this is what's gonna happen. Even if your whistleblower is successful, your career is done. Because everyone's gonna be here. Because everyone's looking at you like, well, if we hire this motherfucker, right? He gonna spill the beans on shit, man. We're all fucking up shit. So your career is done, or you're gonna be blackballed, or you might get killed, depending on the money that's on the line. So you gotta just shut your mouth and pretend you ain't seeing what you see. And that is how this man's kingdom operates. Everything supposed to be by the book, but it's not by the book. It's corrupt for the cause of the money. And as long as shit keeps rolling, no one cares. Until it gets to a point where, oh man, listen, man, it's too much now. Find a scapegoat and we'll say sorry. And then we'll the right side, you know, checks and balances. It's bullshit, man. Ain't been a company I worked in where man were cutting corners and doing bullshit they weren't meant to do. But as long as the Crayola is good, there ain't no morals involved. You think your fucking celebrities got morals when they fucking when someone offers them money to sponsor a fucking product? They sponsor the fucking product, man. They don't know fucking, you know, what happens after that.
Very few had the integrity to turn it down, man.
You know, fucking integrity, man. Corrupt. The whole financial system. You think they didn't know what they were doing with them mortgages and all that stuff? And come on, man, they know exactly what's going on. Scamming the people. Now you got a whole bunch of people that's fucked up now because they got all these mortgages and the interest rates are through the fucking roof.
Going up. So Ecclesiasticus 10:1, a wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of prudent man is well ordered. As the judge of the people is himself, so his officers, and what man of man the ruler of the sick is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Everyone knows that these politicians rule for money. They rule for money. They get paid off. They take bribes. They don't rule for the people. They don't do what's right for the people. That's just the bullshit that they speak. You know, even this John Kennedy Jr. dude, but fuck that dude. All these politicians, they'll talk a bag of talk, yeah? But when it comes down to the skinny, they're gonna find a way. Even some of them, right? They'll talk like they're against something, and then when you check their voting record, they didn't vote against it, they abstained. They do a bunch of sneaky shit, man. It's all bullshit. They're getting lobbied by these different companies and everything's under the table and they're getting paid off. That's how this society works.
Yeah, we had that who's that temporary prime minister at the moment? What's her name again?
Theresa May.
No, Miss Trump, right?
Oh,
she went off very long, right? But as soon as she come out of office now, she's doing like seminars or whatever, like 300 grand for an hour talking or some shit, man. These men are all juiced in, bro. You know, they don't care about
inside trading.
Yeah, they don't care about the country or the economy, or they don't care fuck about none of that stuff. They care about their own pockets and where their place is in the new world order, man. You know,
Yep.
That's what they care about.
Yeah, they're corrupt, man. And the corruption comes out all the time, man, and then it just gets swept under the rug, or they'll make it into a scandal, and then they'll find a way to just move on to something else, and nothing will really ever get done.
Mm-hmm.
It's bullshit, man.
An unwise king destroys his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited.
That's right. When you got real rulers that actually care about the people, and their thing is about the upliftment of the people, then the land will flourish. But we live in a society where really that's why what Noam Chomsky call it the specialized class. These people that are in positions of influence and power serve only the elites and the corporations that the elites own and control. This is a society for corporations, by corporations, and the people who own the corporations. The corporation is more important than the people. That's why they brought in robots to fire the people, and now the people ain't got jobs and they ain't got nothing to do because they didn't care. What was more important was the corporation and the profits of the corporation. The actual social structure of the people, they'll find a way to get rid of them people anyway. That's why they got the depopulation. They do not care about people. They care about themselves and the mechanisms that they control. And that's the nature of the society. Don't care about the widow. They don't care about the needy. They don't care about none of that shit.
The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over one that is profitable.
Because these people that's ruling the earth now are not profitable. They're not profitable. They don't bring profit. They're a net negative. They're toxic. They're a parasite that sucks and kills the host. And that is not how leadership is.
Well, that's why all the wealth being transferred to the top. You know, people right here are suffering, man. The earth is suffering, but they're good.
Yeah,
they're super good.
They're getting better, richer. They're getting richer. Meanwhile, the people are getting worse. They're dying. They're sick. Things are breaking down. They don't give a fuck. They're parasitic, man. A leader is not supposed to be parasitic. Yes, as a leader, you do get perks. You do live off the people. Yeah? But through your righteous rulership and righteous wisdom of the Lord, the people's supposed to flourish underneath you. And that makes you flourish. That's what's supposed to make you flourish. Like when David was ruling, the nation was flourishing. It tells you that, man, when David was, it weren't like David was just sitting there getting richer and richer and everyone else was getting poorer and poorer. Nah, man, it's like the reason David was getting richer and richer is because everyone else was getting richer and richer. And then when Solomon came in, it just went mad.
Real trickle down in economics.
Hey, man, the real trickle down, because our society is built on everyone being strong. So if everyone's being strong and getting stronger and stronger,
looking after your brother, man.
Looking after your brother, then things are just going up and up and up, man. And everyone's just rising together. And obviously, if your people are rich and you're the king, you won't be rich. But Esau is about oppression, man. Grinding people into the dirt, man. Draining the people, man. Being a scum.
That's why you got the WF saying talking about you own nothing. They don't want you to have anything, man. They want to have it all. You know, because someone's gonna have. If we ain't gonna have, someone else is gonna have. And these are this, they got it all, man, and they want more. They want more from you.
Coming like there's no place for mankind on Earth no more. They're only place for robots, corporations, and the man. That's how they're making the Earth. The decisions they make is not based upon the people.
And that's why Esau wants to do away with what 7.5 billion people, man.
Yeah, what's up with that?
You know? You think he cares?
Yeah,
you have to be that one number?
That's why they had no problem shipping all the manufacturing out of America, man. And now look at them, man. Them man are down bad.
Yep.
Begging Trump, Trump, please, Trump, bring the manufacturing back, please.
Why did it go?
It ain't going back.
Why did it go in the first place? Because they all they cared about is the bottom dollar, man.
All the companies you got suck up. Apple just said, yo, we're gonna go over to China, we're gonna make this shit for pennies on the dollar, we're gonna give you a bunch of credit so you can pay us and put yourself in more debt. Because that's the only way you could buy the shit. Because now you gotta work in McDonald's. You gotta work some shitty service job.
And then you got some China man throwing himself up the building and shit at Apple. Bro.
Hey, China's fucked, man. China's fucked, man. Them men are living in hell over there.
So they're over here.
You know? And they're living in hell. You know, the majority of them, because that's an unforgiving society right there, man. Go on now.
We jump to Ecclesiasticus 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealing, injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
Yeah, this thing's gonna get broken down. This has to be removed, because Esau talks about sustainable, but his rulership isn't sustainable. His way of rulership and his way isn't sustainable. It's toxic as hell. He has to dumb the people down. Well, if you want to dumb people down just to rule over them, we in the kingdom, we're not going to dumb people down just to rule over them. It's in our interest, because we're going to be righteous rulers and rule well, that the people be enlightened.
And we rule honestly.
Rule with honesty. Esau dumbed the people down. Imagine you dumbing people down. You've been blessed, yeah, with slaves with the mental capacity to do great things, and you just dumb them down, man. Like, you just dumb down one of God's creatures. Esau's an asshole, man. Just dumb him down and make him sick in it. Like,
keep man himself at the top.
This is crazy when you think of the concept of it, man. Wow. I don't want you to have no light, man. Just fucked up. Like an TV. And that's why our kingdom is going to be great, because we're going to show him how you really rule over people, man. They're going to worship us after a while. They're going to, yo, these Israelites, man, they're the people for real.
Righteous.
They're the true great people, not this asshole Esau, man. Guy was an asshole, man.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 14 and 4. You say, he that gathers by the flooding is also gathering for others, that shall spend his good righteously, laterally. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall.
Yeah, because these elites don't even rate off their own people, man. They dumb down their own people. They poison their own people. So what makes you think these devils care about us? They don't even care about their own people. They're willing to sacrifice their own people, man, to bring in this new world order. You don't give a fuck.
He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envies himself, and this is the recompense of his wickedness. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly.
As I mentioned earlier, man, if Esau does something good for you, nice for you, it's not him.
But a lot of times there's an ulterior motive, or he's covering up some other shit that he's doing, man, setting you up, man, and that's how Esau operate, man. Yep. There's always either an ulterior motive, or he's covering up for some other shit, or he's just biding his time to when he's going to hit you with something else. Like when they started handing Jay their mortgages. Oh yeah, but you true say we've made it difficult for you so-called black people to get in the housing market. Oh, you know what? We're gonna give you these fucking easy mortgages. knowing that they were gonna fucking blow that shit up on you, man.
But the crazy thing is, man, these movies like 25, 30 years, oh, things ain't gonna stay the same for that
And they
long.
knew you couldn't afford it. They knew you couldn't
They
afford it, man.
pull the plug on you, man. You know.
But you thought they were helping you out.
And, you know, and I was gonna say as well, this is also a thing you need to keep in remembrance, man. Everything is the Most High, so we praise the Heavenly Father for things that happen to us in our daily lives, man. You know, like I say, Esau might look like he did something nice, but it's the Most High you gotta give thanks to. It's not Esau, you know.
Esau ain't doing shit. Esau ain't doing shit. Fuck Esau.
Do it not willingly, man.
You don't do it willingly,
It's not
man.
of his will, because his will is really to see you in the dirt. Because he hate, he go for it. He had a perpetual hatred for us.
I know it's not willingly? Because let's say we have received extra privileges outside of hardcore slavery. He's trying to take them away. That's what the mark of the beast is all about, man. Everything that he's supposedly, the civil rights movement and you're equal. That man wants to chip you and put you in a worse slavery. So that shows you he ain't changed, man. The man is like, he's even planning the system.
He's playing the long game.
But hold on, how long has he been planning the system for? For like 100 years or so, right? So all the whole time that he was doing that civil rights movement, they were already, we're gonna get these niggas, man. You gotta think about this. This system that is now was pre-planned. They had the ideology from way back then. That's why they had all these. They were able to do these science fiction things and all that stuff, where they could plan these dystopian futures, because that was their ideas. Like, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna get to this system? The new world order. They are already always planning towards the new world order. So that means all that civil rights shit, they did it unwillingly. It was meaningless. They already knew, we're gonna get these niggas in the future, man. The time come, we're gonna wrap these niggas up.
We're gonna loose the leash for now. That's why they loose the leash a little bit. They still got you on leash. They loosed it a little bit.
Give you the
let you run around, destroy yourselves, and then blame you for destroying yourselves, So he's got a reason and motive behind things, It's all to set up a grand scheme of things.
So he ain't doing shit, man. That's the first thing they go to. Oh, well, what? They freed the slaves. Man, listen, they were making money off slavery after they were making money on the black market for slaves, and hardly anyone went to jail for it, because it was all the elites that were running it. They were still the British were still selling slaves on the black market to the Spanish.
Tell me this, right? Are the elites more richer now than they were back in slavery?
Yeah, of course. They were making money.
Making more money.
Whenever they would bring a guy, they would catch a guy and they bring him to the court. He would always bust case because it wasn't meant to be real. It's all bullshit, man. He sort of didn't give a fuck about no slaves or no people like that, man. It was all economics, man. It wasn't really even economical no more to sell slaves, because they were breeding slaves in the Americas. So the price of a slave, why would I buy a slave all the way from Africa and have to teach him English, and the man fucking rebellious as fuck, when I got plantations in America breeding slaves? So what they did was they outlawed the slave trade so they could do it on the black market and put the price up. Because anything you put on the black market, the price goes up. Just look at coke, crack. And they still flipping slave trading. Sorry, man. They still slave trading now into America. They're still bringing in the children and the women and the men and putting them into slavery in America, right? A hardcore slavery right now. That's why it exposed themselves for that sound of freedom. Tells you in the Revelations, the souls of men is being sold in America, and it's true. It's still going on. Biden and them, man, they got the sex slaves that they got. Mainly Israelites too. Go on, man.
And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at the last he will declare his wickedness.
And that's what's going to happen to you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, man. Because for years, the apostles and elders and men of the Lord have been telling you that this so-called white man is the devil. And when we tell you that the Edomites are the devil, we don't give a fuck about what hat they wear. We don't care. Them man can wear the Christian hat. Them man can wear the Muslim. Man can be Hare Krishna doing backflips and banging the bells down. Esau wears a lot of hats, man. Esau gonna come to you. The devil the devil gonna come to you in many disguises. Esau, oh, I'm Republican. I'm Republican. Next thing you know, oh, I'm Democrat. I'm Democrat. I'm Joe Biden. I'm a Democrat. If you don't vote for me, I ain't black. Because they got you niggas thinking that there's a good cop and a bad cop. You niggas should already know there ain't no good cop and bad cop. You niggas know better than anyone else. Yeah? There ain't no good cop. They're all trying to put you in jail, my man. That's the whole idea. Oh, the Red Cross. Oh, they work for the Red Cross. Yeah, then they're trafficking the children. Oh, they work for the UN. Yeah. Oh, there's Greenpeace. They care about the environment.
Who's in a private position to do all that? These children, they're off the grid, man. There's no records of these kids being moved around. You know, in these war-torn countries, there's no fucking records of these children going, you know, in and out. You've got no parents there, fucking being blown up or some shit. So they're in the most prime position to abduct these children and take them where the fuck they want to, man. You know?
Esau is the devil by nature. So it doesn't matter. Doesn't the Bible say this marvel not? Can we get that in what's the chapter? Marvel not, Satan himself is transformed. I think it's Corinthians. Trying to remember the ministers. Because Esau gonna come to you different, man. Esau gonna come to like the elites. They pride themselves on philanthropy. That's why the Duke of England, the Duke of Edinburgh. Oh yeah, he if you come to the UK, all the museums are free because of the Prince Charles, isn't it? Is it Prince Charles? Yeah, he was a Duke of Edinburgh. So he basically made it where all the museums are free. Then you got the Duke of Edinburgh Award, you know what I'm saying? And they champion all these charities and all. So you're thinking, raw, like Prince William and them, they're good peoples. They're some good peoples. Because they philanthropists. You go on the Rothschilds the website for the Rothschilds, it's gonna say that they're philanthropists. 2 Corinthians 11. Let's get that. But they're the devil. So you can't be fooled by Esau. That nicey. Oh, I'm not racist. Oh, I love black people. It's horrible. If I was back there, you know, yo.
He's set up to be the devil.
Even these white bitches that be getting boned by Jake and having kids, go on TikTok. There's a whole movement of so-called biracial kids complaining about their so-called white mothers that they're racist and their family's racist. And the only reason they dealt with the so-called black man was to get back at their parents. But once they had the kids, they fucking hate the kids and call them niggers and all shit. I'm not even fucking joking. Just go on TikTok, man. These fucking crackers, man, do not fucking, like, it doesn't matter who they are. If they're Edomites here, they're the devil, and you got to treat them as such. Don't matter how they come. That's what we're telling you, man.
White element, isn't it? They've been saying about what trafficking was. I mean, the organs of the
where was it? The white who?
The white element.
Oh, yeah. Is that the UN talking about? Or the peacekeepers? Was that?
They've been saying about the trafficking in the organs in the war-torn country.
The peacekeepers, yeah. Pieces of organ people, yeah. Yo, yeah, let's get that.
In 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse verse 14. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light.
Right. What does that mean? Is that they're able to basically portray themselves as being the good guy, clean cut. Like a lot of the highest level Satanists, they don't walk around with piercings and they clean cut. You look at the Rothschilds, they clean. They ain't even got a tattoo on them. There's a reason they do that. But look at Bill Gates. They designed Mark Zuckerberg. All these billionaire demons, yeah. If you notice, they dress unassuming and nice with the nice pastel colors and you know, they're gonna try and make themselves look like, you know, they're good people, that they wouldn't harm a fly. These people are demons. Right?
The image, man.
you know, the Catholic Church. These man. Oh my goodness. Listen, you sign up to be a Catholic priest. You sign up to never get no panani in it. That's just how the thing goes. If you don't want to get no panani, if you want to get panani, right, and you can't be a Catholic priest, innit? But let's say you say your vows and you're a Catholic priest, yeah, right? If you're gonna do anything, you're gonna rub some pussy in it. I can understand that. Man get caught backing up one of the nuns, dealing with a wild, yeah. But you can understand that though, because it's a man, innit? If you got these urges, sexual urges, right, you're gonna take it out on how a normal man do it, right? Because when I get sexual urges, you know how we get down. You get your woman and you do what you got to do. These men are busting nuts in little boys' mouths, man. The man, listen, these men were molesting young boys. They had access to women. We live in a world where you have access to women. They choose on an industrial scale to molest boys, to take their rod and put it in a boy. The one boy was giving the account, the man busting his mouth, man. And then he said to the guy, "Oh, I can't do mess because you did what you did." Pause. You know what I'm saying? The guy said, "Don't worry, go and wash your mouth out with holy water, man." This is what and vocab and them man, ain't it? The mans are busting in little boys' mouths, and then when the bishop once it gets out, they just slide them off to another church and cover it up. And they've been doing that for years, thousands upon thousands of cases. Not in one country, in every country, in Ireland, in England, all over America, in Spain. And these are supposed to be the church, supposed to be the holy ones.
You know what the craziest thing is, though, right?
Boys. No, not that they were just hiring prostitutes. You'd be like, all right, cool, you know, like my man couldn't hold it down, you know what I mean? So he brought in a prostitute and did his thing. No, I'm sorry, man, but all boys. And then the families gave them to you, entrusted them to you because they're like, you're a spiritual man, you're gonna raise them up in holiness.
And these churches are still full. People are still going to these churches, man. People are still listening to them. Oh. You know, but all these guys obviously don't adhere to the scriptures. It's not God's house. And the scripture tells you, man, I'm forbidden not to marry, man. If you do that fucking first, just go and get yourself a wife.
Nah.
When do you want to do that?
You
want to do that illicit shit.
Bro, them man are dark shit in little boys' mouths, man. That's a gunshot straight there, man. That's on for that's gunshot behavior. That's rifle behavior right there. As far as I'm concerned, rifle. But that's why the scripture says Satan is transformed into an angel of light. So in all these movies, who's battling Satan? Some fucking Catholic priest. Oh, Spirito de Santo. And it's like, fuck off, man. You're the fucking devil, man.
You're in league.
You're in league with Satan, man. You are the fucking devil, man. You know, the exorcist, and man's
well, Satan tell you. Satan shows you in the movie that he'll walk up in the church.
Yeah. Oh, I can't remember who it was. You know, it was well, they did that in he did that in he did it in Castlevania, innit?
Oh yeah.
But also it was Hellraiser. Hellraiser, when he went up in the church and he says, "Thou shalt not have idols," and just murked up the priest. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Satan's in these churches, man. He goes in there frequently.
Hey, not just that, even among these churches, these pastors, he popping man's wives, popping the underage girls, popping the boys, child trafficking, all that shit happens in the so-called black church. But vocab does not. If half of that shit was happening among us, bro, vocab would have an unlimited stream. That shit actually is happening. You can go Google it. These in the so-called black church, they're child trafficking, child molestation, ridiculous amounts of adultery, witchcraft, all kinds of things. Yo.
But they're hiding these protective systems, man. You know, to do all their wickedness. You know?
And one thing's for sure, we wouldn't be hiding that shit. Man will get out for doing some stupid shit like that.
Well, it's part of the reason why we teach out in the open. You know what I mean? These men teaching buildings and no one knows what the fuck's going on in there. You know, the outside you don't know. These men are grooming people, you know, laying down with next man's wife and shit. You know, it all goes on in there, man. But the outside world don't see all of that going on. Here, when we teach out in the open. What we see is real.
And we condemn it, man. We
That's right.
definitely rebuke and condemn when anyone does any kind of foolishness like that. There's no way man could do some pedophilia or something like that, and man would just like send them to another camp. yo, that's mad, bro. Man just gave him a transfer, like, yo, transfer this guy. That's mad. After man heard man climaxing. Anyway, go on. carry on. Hey, man, that's Esau for you. It's just an example. These doctors, they're supposed to be there for your benefit. They're not. They're getting paid off by the pharmaceutical companies to push certain drugs, but they got debt they need to pay off. So that pharmaceutical company is going to piece them off. They're going to push the drugs, and they know it's wrong.
So, you know, push those drugs, sell, you know, harvest your organs, you know, abort children.
Yeah, which isn't a medical procedure. Oh, that's why they push cesareans on you. The doctors, what they'll do is they'll scaremonger the woman, because women are hormonal creatures, man. That's why they're called the weaker vessel. And especially when they're pregnant, you know, when a woman's pregnant, man, she's under that super protective nesting spirit. It's easy to manipulate her fears, man. And what they do to these doctors do to women, they get them in there alone, and they start fear mongering them. Oh, you're at risk. You're at risk for this and risk for that. Don't you know that a woman is designed to give birth? You fuck. You know what I mean? You literally designed to give birth, but they'll make it look like, it's complete risk. And then they'll scaremonger the woman, so she gets scared, like, oh man, I don't want to die, I don't want baby to die. And he's like, yeah, to make it safe, cesarean. Why is he doing a cesarean? Because they get paid for those fucking procedures. And if there's any complications, they're getting paid even more. And guess what? You have to have a cesarean the next time. So when you have the next baby, they can get paid again. Man, it's fucking demons, man. That's why you're meant to have a doula. Oh, man, fuck them doctors. Get a doula, man. Which is like a woman who's an expert at childbirth, man. Like a midwife, but they're more like holistic in the way they deal with things, man. And the doula's better, man. It's fucking doctor scaremonger you into taking the V's and all that shit, man. God, man.
So no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if these ministers also be transformed as the ministers of righteousness.
And that's what you see. These devils, like these Edomites in the world, have transformed themselves into, like, painting themselves as the good guys. They're the good guys, and that's why they always have these movies, man. And the movies always like Captain America and Superman and all these crackers. They're good guys. They're trying to save the planet. They don't exist. There are no. Listen, man. There ain't no fucking Captain America. There's no Superman. These virtuous characters. They don't exist. That's all mind control. It's all mind control from the time you're a child to put it into your mind frame that these crackers, there's good. There's good people. There's some good peoples. No, they're not. No, they're not, man. So you start looking up to these people like they're trying to, when they tell you we're going over here to save this person, you believe them because you think they're good people. You think they care. I heard about the deaths. It's a horror, it's a terrible thing that's happened. They don't give a fuck, man. They don't give a... So these Satanists, these Edomites are transformed into what? Ministers of light. They're the good people. They're going to tell you what's right. They're going to tell you the good thing. They're progressive. They're trying to save the people. Listen to us. Give us the benefit of the doubt. Oh, something wrong happened? Oops. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to. It was an accident. Oh, we didn't mean to give you cigarettes even though we knew fucking 60 years it's giving you cancer. Oops. Oops. It's always fucking oops. Asbestos. Oops. They don't fucking oops, man. They know.
They're pretty scared, man.
Yeah, oops, I did it again.
Yeah, it's an ongoing battle with each other.
Oh, we put up interest rates. Now you're fucked. Oops. Oh, we didn't know that was gonna happen.
We're just trying to stimulate the economy. Yeah.
Out of here, they know, man. But they're good at painting themselves in that light, man. And you niggas fall for it too.
Yeah.
That's why you're gonna take that chip. That's why you're gonna take that chip. Because you're gonna look at this man like he's the savior. He's coming to save me. Oh yeah, he got that. Esau's always got the plan. He's always got the idea. He loved the people. He's a humanitarian. That's why he wanna chip me right now. You silly fuck.
You want to help?
Listen, if you take the chip, take two. That's what you should do. Don't just stop with one. When you go out there, you silly fuck, then take two. Say, can I have another one? Take one in each arm. Fuck, man. You jakes, man. We talk to these simple niggas, man.
It says, whose end shall be according to their works.
That's right. They're all going to be destroyed, man.
Jeremiah 13 and 23.
Niggas said Bill Clinton was black, man. They said Bill Clinton was the first black president, man. That's how you know niggas ain't right in the head. That's how you know niggas ain't right in the head, man. The niggas worship Bill Clinton, man. The man did the crime bill that put them niggas in prison wholesale. Hey, go on up.
Jeremiah 13 and 23. Can Ethiopia change his skin, or the leopard his spot? Then may ye also do good that are accustomed to do evil.
Esau ain't gonna do no good, man. There's no good that Esau does. There's no good that Esau does. All right, he's the devil. That's the end of it, man. That's why he's gonna be destroyed and taken out of the way. He's irredeemable. We ain't got nothing good to say. You got something good to say about him? I ain't got straight very good about him. What, brother? I ain't got nothing good to say about this fucking guy. He stinks. Draws dicks everywhere. Let's fuck this thing.
So what you want on the floor yesterday, though? Who persuaded me?
Alright. Giant pause. That's what he said. Go ahead.
So Sirach 12 and 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching.
He's so good at like playing that role when he needs to, man. Humble himself and sorry and did it.
Well,
They did it with the sea thing. Oh well, we admit that you Negroes have a reason to distrust us because we've not exactly been straightforward with you all these years. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put you at the front of the line. You're gonna get priority for this. I said, look at this shit, man. Look at this shit. And if you read the scriptures, you'd know that the man ain't changed, man.
yeah, right.
But and then you get proud. Yeah, I got mine. Yeah. Should have got two.
He's so fast tracking, man.
You should have got three at the same time. That's what you should have got. How much were they getting for each one of them fuckers? £18, I think. £18 a dose. £18 a dose, and they mandated it. So the man was making it. Gee, yeah, they didn't even hear. They just pushed that through. Oh man, and indemnity.
Yeah,
so the man got indemnity, so no lawsuits.
That was I don't know if I'm president, but that was a big red flag. That's a big massive red flag.
Yeah, it ain't gonna work. Hey, give me indemnity, blood. I'll give you whatever product you fucking want. You dumb niggas, you be getting fucking. I'll get some tap water and give it to you, man. You dumb fucks, man. Use your brain. If it's got indemnity, then they really ain't got no reason to. There's nothing. There's no repercussions, man.
Money making stuff. That's what it was.
£18 a dose. It was either like 18 or 17 pound a dose, man. And you had to take two of them. So each person, they made about 40 quid of each person. Or was it three? So that's about £60 they made off each person. So do the math. £60, 1 million people is what? and then just keep putting a number up. Man are in Monaco right now.
So never trust that enemy, for like as iron rusty so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And doubt shall be unto him, is his thou white and looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. This guy's the same devil he's always been, man. You learn how to adapt. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Because in the scripture tells you Esau's a cunning hunter. He knows how to get his prey, man. And he'll do anything to get his prey. Right? So whatever deception he's got to do, because laying snares and traps, that's deception. When you because when you go trap a rabbit or whatever, deer, whatever, man, you set up them traps, covered with leaves, it's unassuming, right? You shouldn't walk past it. And then the fucking bear trap just snaps your leg.
The thing to make it sound like you like,
It sounds like a duck, must be a duck, right? But it ain't a duck, it's Esau,
Esau, man.
But yeah, that fucking bear trap just clamps onto your fucking leg, man, then you're fucked. But that's how Esau, he hunts you down. He knows how to put you in that position of what's that? Shit, what was it, man? My fucking picture is gone. Vulnerability. That's the one. Put you in a vulnerable state. He knows how to do it, man. And every time he does one of these tests, these trial runs or whatever, man, he's getting you further and further into that corner, man, in that vulnerable state. Until you can't take it no more. And that's why I said, brother said you won't end up taking that shit because you can't take it no more.
Yeah, man.
You just want a way out. You think Esau's going to provide that way, but he ain't the way. He ain't the way.
Yeah, take two, man. If you're going to take the chip, just take 2 or 3. That's what you should do. Just go all the way in.
Commit. Be committed. If that's your savior, could be committed, isn't it? This is, verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beast? Whereas you've been hearing the warnings, and you've been telling you the nature of this devil, and you're still stupid enough to go and follow him after him. Why should we feel sorry? We're all out here for the elect anyway. You don't want to listen to that. You want to trust this devil, man. You want to end up in the lake of fire, man. If you don't do that over there, in the States. You got to end up there, man. You've been warned. Right? And the scripture tells you. Right? It says, so one that goeth to a sinner and is defiled him in his sins, who will pity?
Yeah, and then the thing is, you get mixed up with Esau too deep here. Esau is just going to corrupt you and have you doing wild shit, man. And you see these celebrities, man, they wilding, man. They be doing the wildest shit ever, man. And it's crazy because it's Esau they get around, man. You see how they turn, man. Bare fruity, bare zesty behavior. Wild, man. They be doing some wildness. You gotta stay away from Esau as much. That's why in this kingdom, you really just gotta keep it on the straight and narrow and don't try to do too much, man. Don't get too deep intermingled with Esau. Because Esau gonna have you compromising yourself, man. Because he's a demon.
That's why I just told you, love not the world and the things that are therein. Don't get too involved, man.
Man, I invite you to places, like you got to question that, man.
Going.
Next thing you know, Esau's in there giving you fucking ecstasy and going balls deep in your ass, man. Have you looking crazy? It's mad. Just stay away from Esau as much as possible, man. And you just be on the straight and narrow, man. Because we're almost out of here. You don't compromise. All these people chasing wealth and they go on these TV programs, X Factor, man. You don't know what you're setting yourself into.
Compromise themselves.
You win that program, Esau is winning your soul because he's gonna compromise you. You're gonna be corrupted now. He's signing you up. He knows you want something he got, and then he's gonna make you work for that. He's gonna corrupt you, man, because that's what he does.
I think that's the whole idea, man. Like, if you're willing to humiliate yourself that much, man, he knows you want it bad. That's why he likes to humiliate the people that he's working with, man.
How bad? He said it. How badly do you want it? Yeah. And they get you in that room. And it gets real wild, man.
You got these people always say, "Oh yeah, would you do this for $1 million? Would you do that for $1 million?" No, all this embarrassing shit, all this fucking filthy shit. Some men are desperate though. Some men ain't got the integrity to stay upright.
Wow.
They're prepared to do all the foul shit and to be humiliated and that, you know. And these elites, they love that, man. They love that the eagerness that you show. That's why they got a bunch of a bunch of you Jake in the fucking all these different industries, man. You know. He's like the John Moran thing, and all this questionable shit. Like, why is this going on?
Wow.
You know,
Why?
all these things.
Why Howard, man?
Yeah, yeah.
Allegations on some real freaky shit,
Shit.
man. Wild shit, man. It's like, yo, but hey, man, you can't trust these niggas, man. Niggas, you look at. I saw Dwayne Wade the other day, man. I posted it to the brothers, man, and the guy was talking to one of them NBA, and the way he was like kind of like this, and then he was, bro. I'm like, this guy's fucking the Titan, man. The guy, how tall is he, man? 6'4" minimum. He's a tall ass nigga, man. He's a fucking Titan. He's athletic, and the dude's just there, and he was wearing some like pink jumper, and then he was like, like how a gal talking, and they kind of like do their shoulder like this a bit and hold their arm kind of thing. He was doing that, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? This dude's a fucking warrior, like he's always supposed to be. The man's like apex male, man. You know what I'm saying? And he's just there all, and I was like, you turn this nigga out bad, man. He looks soft and juicy, right?
You find out as well, a lot of these guys are molested. In these fucking leagues and shit, man.
Man, coaches, coaches and all sorts.
Yeah, what's his name come out?
Dele Alli.
Dele Alli.
Oh no, but he might have been lying about all that shit. Dele, we don't know about Dele, man. Dele ain't right, man. We'll hold up reserve judgment on Dele for now. Did you see the thing where his family came back? Yeah, man, because he was saying all that shit when he was 6 and 7, and his family's like, bro, the man was in private school in Nigeria, and they got all the pictures. So yeah, we're not sure about Dele, man. Dele trying to pull a fast one. You know that whole mental health, feel sorry for me thing. We're not sure about Dele right now. Dele, you're looking suspect right now, man. That's the new thing now, ain't it? Like, just come up with a sub story, and you know what I mean? Yeah. We can't trust Dele Alli right now, man. You fell off. That's it. We know the truth. You just fell off, innit? I don't hear about all that selling drugs when you were 7 and 8. Nigga, you were a private school kid. Oh man, some niggas be lying, man.
This is verse 15. It says, for a while he will abide with thee, but if thou begin to fall, he will not tarry. An enemy speaking sweetly with his lips. That's in smooth words, man.
Yeah.
Words of butter, but swords is in his heart, man.
Yeah, equality and inclusiveness and all that politically correctness is nothing but speaking sweetly, and that's why Esau invented the political correct environment that we're in right now, where you can't say this, you can't say that, but look at what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're so politically correct, but they still haven't corrected how unequal the U.S. justice system is. But it's all politically correct. It's bullshit. Esau know how to speak sweet. That Barack Obama speech,
So then he's speaking sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagines he had to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. Everything he's done is to undermine you people, man. They undermine Jake. He hasn't got no sincerity in his bones, man. When it comes to you, man, we read it earlier, he has a perpetual hatred for us. There's no sincerity in Esau, man. It's just a pretense. A false facade he puts on man to beguile you, man. And for the most part, it's worked on Jake. Because you want to love your master, man. You want to be loved by your master, but your master.
Esau could buy a nigga cheap, man.
He don't love you, man.
That's why all you niggas that took the back to promote toxic filth among your own people. You don't repent, man. You're gonna have terrible. You're gonna go down in a bad way. All you niggas that took the bag, all you niggers and niggeresses that's out there, and Esau's using you to promote nothing but toxicity among your own people, so that you could get your little, your Gucci bag. Lord's gonna show you something, man. You niggas ain't got no integrity, man, and you let Esau use you in such a fashion.
This is verse 18. So he will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. He'll show you his
So
true
it's
self,
true colors,
and you're gonna see his true self, man, in these last days. Right now, he's still in the beguiling phase. You know, he's trying to get you to where he wants you to be. You know, he's being like the wicked, you know, the wicked shepherd trying to herd the sheep into the pen. You know, that's what he's doing to people right now. But once he's got you, you're gonna see him, man, for what he
man.
is.
Even you think that to the most part, right? These fucking upper middle class people, they're kind of cool, man. Like they don't really give a fuck about immigration and things like that because it doesn't affect them. Hasn't affected them to the most part. The areas they live in, they don't have to worry about immigration. Immigrants don't move into rich upper class areas. No, they don't. Immigrants move into the working class poor areas where man are down bad. You ain't gonna see no immigrant move into Chigwell or Richmond. It's not, they go to Barking and you know Dagenham and you know what I'm saying, like ghetto areas. That's where they are, right? So it's the crackers that's around there. They're the ones that get pissed off because they move them where they are. But what's going to happen now is you're seeing that the upper middle classes are starting to feel pain economically. They're starting to feel pain economically. Them man, you're going to see their true colors now. Because now they ain't going to be Mr. Nice Guy now, because they could afford to be nice guy all this time. Because they don't give a fuck about nothing when all their bills are paid. They got about $2,000 left over just to spend on what they want at the end of the month.
Going on holidays and whatever.
They go on holidays and they go in they go in takeaways twice a week and top restaurants and all that. They can do all that. When that starts getting cut down and they're under more stress and pain, now all of a sudden, all that immigration stuff and all that means something now.
Because of them.
Yeah. It's going to get tight.
Nothing else?
Second Asia 15 and 18. Word the word and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
And that's it. That situation is like the race riots, the class wars. That's gonna happen. Listen, man, this whole immigrant crisis in Europe is real. How do I know it's real? Well, we can see it here in London. There is a lot of and it's not just London. There's other places as well where you got a lot of immigrants here, and they stick together, and they're here in London, but they're not doing well. So they're like grimy immigrants. There's a lot of immigrants that's grimy out here. Even though there's a lot of there's certain Eastern Europeans that come here and they do all right. But it's them ones that come here and they down bad, man. You see them motherfuckers embarking, eating out the bins, just rolling around the street with cans and shit in groups of men too, because they came here to work as men, and the economy ain't working out for them, right? You got those groups. You got asylum seekers that come here, and they when they come here, right? They don't give a fuck about this country. They don't give a fuck about the people in this country, man. They just together and they ready to get grimy,
Doing their own thing.
right? When you go to Italy, I've been to Italy, bro. In Italy, you do have massive groups of these immigrants that's just lying around the place. Vagrants, right? Me and the elder Ramon, when we went to Belgium, you go to the bus station in Belgium, bro, there's just bare fucking immigrants just lying on the floor everywhere. And if that was like, I might have to be like 8 years ago, 7 years, it's even worse now. So there's, even in Paris, they show you in Paris, there's areas in Paris that's just bare fucking immigrants hanging around. And they're lawless, man. They don't give a fuck. They ain't got nothing to lose. They live in like, you know, they live in wild. It's true. They're not, you know, prim and proper and working. They're not working, man. Them men are just there like drinking alcohol and roaming the streets, robbing people when they feel like. It's true. I'm not gonna lie. That's what's happening. Them man. So when it gets even worse and the things break down, them man are gonna be fighting and invading and doing all kind of crazy shit. They're already on that mindset.
You know, the last time protested about if it was, I thought it was less as well, isn't it?
Yeah, there was
Well,
race riots, man. Because you got the Frenchmen that are looking at that thinking like this is like an invasion. And in a way it is like an invasion. You got, because it's mainly men that are coming across on them boats. Mainly young men that's coming across on them boats, yeah. And when they come, they stick together and they're on crud. They're not coming, oh, I just want to get a job. They just want to grab what they can grab, and they rape, they kill, they steal, they do what they got to do. And there's thousands of them in all these different cities across Europe, man. Just go there, you see them.
But again, it's part of Esau's design. You know, to create this disturbance, man. You know, to have everybody fighting one another. You know, to create a chaotic situation, man. Because he needs to know where it leads to.
Yeah, man.
He knows. He ain't fucking stupid.
And it's what another thing I'll say, it is way worse in them countries than it is in England. Because in England they gotta come across the channel. Like, whereas once they get into Europe, they can go anywhere in Europe and get. So there's like, bro, it's mad out here in Europe. The immigrant crisis is real in Europe. It's a real thing. But that's gonna feed into the race riots and the invading.
And again, it plays into Esau's humanitarian, right? He's trying to help everybody, right? So you're gonna allow everybody in. Because that's what he said. We gotta help this person. We gotta help that person. It's not because he wants to help.
The way to fix that situation was to not destabilize where they're coming from.
That's it, man. That's why he's the devil, man. It's not to help. He ain't here helping. He's causing other situations to develop, man.
And a lot of these guys that's coming into are fucking criminals where they're from. They released them from jail and told them to come here. Just get out. Like, oh, we're gonna kill you.
Because they don't have a job over there.
Yeah.
So that's what they're used to, isn't it?
They're not fucking lawyers and doctors and shit and farmers. This is a fucking bad man that's coming.
And they ain't implementing jobs here. He's all sacking people. You know, he's making the economy worse as you speak, innit?
Yeah.
So where are these people supposed to go? Yeah. Where they going? They ain't going nowhere, man. Staying on the fucking street with cans of beer and shit, man. That's what they are.
It's true.
Fucking creating litter everywhere. That's what they seem to fucking do.
And it's making them other crackers vexed. And they're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
this bunch of black nobodies. I'll be pissed too, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Of course.
It's your country, yeah.
It's not safe.
It's true though.
It ain't safe. Trust me, you know what?
Who feels easy, you know what I'm saying? You know, I feel fucking easy, man.
Everyone will fucking rub you quick, man.
You know, they got nothing.
And they ain't got no address, so you know what I mean?
They ain't living for nothing. But they just do what they please, man. I just want to grab this out of Daniel chapter 2, verse 41. It says, whereas thou sawest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided, and there shall be in it of the strength of the iron. For as much as thou sawest the iron mixed with miry clay, and as the toes of the feet were part of iron and part of clay, so the kingdom shall be partly strong and partly broken. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, and they should not cleave to one another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. Right, so you got all these people everywhere in Europe, man, under Esau's dominion, but none of them there's no cohesion here. Yeah. They're all divided, man. They're all doing their own shit, and that creates tension. It creates tension, man.
Yeah, the harder things get, the more that tension is gonna come to play.
Yeah,
people get angry when the money ain't right, man.
And that's why we speak about the race riots, man. You know, that's all gonna take place, man. People are gonna be fighting one another. You know, because that's the situation Esau's created. That's the situation the Most High is getting Esau to create. You know, for this desperate situation to arise, man. The people are trying to lose their fucking minds, man. Just go on wild rampages.
Italy's overrun by fucking immigrants.
Well, they're like almost the first port of call, you know, from the Mediterranean, right? So they get the worst, man. And they're trying to shift them here, trying to shift them there, man. But they get stuck there, the fucking borders or the port or whatever, man. You know, they're pissed. He's like, man, you need to do something. We need help because they're a block, right? They're supposed to be Europeans, like they're in a block, right? Some are strong, some are weak. There's red, right? So they say, no, you need to help with this, man. It's not fair because you're the ones fucking these countries up, France and them, man, are fucking these countries up, and they're coming to us. You know, so you need to do something about it.
You know what they do? Now they just let them go. They just let them go, like, you know, and that's what's made it worse. They're like, listen, if you want to go, France, go. We're not going to stop you. We don't want you to stay here. You're already here now.
That's it. We ain't going to hold them. You know.
So you know what France is going to eventually do? Then make it easier for the man to come across the channel. Just let there, but they can't have these man here.
Yeah, it's all in disarray, man. You know.
Like, Second Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. For there shall be sedition among men.
Right, you already started to see that with these different riots. Like in France, that was very seditious, man. And I don't know what's happened with that now because it kind of come off the news. But things are not going to get any better. That discontent is not going to go away, and that discontent is mainly because of money, man. That's all it is. Listen, the cost of living here. Yo, the cost of living is coming down, man, like an ICBM out here. It is mad. Listen, everything, gas and electricity, double. For him, that's double. Food and that, up. Gas, petrol, up. My car insurance, bro, how's my car insurance? Yeah, right now, I'm paying like £100 a month car insurance. Yeah, the cheapest I've looked up that I could get it for is £80, and that's with no additives, and that's with like full no claims discount. Parking in the driveway, £80, and then the missus is telling me, yeah, everyone's saying that their insurance is up, so car insurance has gone up, petrol's gone up.
There's an article, and like they know they gonna know it's gone up, innit? There's no justifiable reason
Putting it up.
They're putting it up.
They got the ULEZ. So the ULEZ, say if you got the wrong type of car, you got to pay extra. Or you got to buy a new car. That's gone up, right? What
If you want to get the train and buses now, then prices.
That's gone up. That's gone up. Yeah, your rent is going up. Your mortgage, their mortgages, yeah. Them man, hey, listen, all them wannabe landlords. They're because a whole bunch of people, they've been telling man for years, yeah, you got to get into real estate. That's how you make your money. So a whole bunch of man said, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna buy to let, and they bought a whole bunch of houses to let with the mortgage, and then did what you're meant to do. But that only works in certain situations.
Stable situation, low interest situation.
Now them interest rates are kicking in, and now these landlords are hurt.
But they gone from pretty much 0% interest rates to fucking maximum.
But yeah, but now what they got to do? So now they got to sell. But hold on. Who gonna buy? Oh, they hurt. They all the way hurt, man. They hurt. So then more and more houses are gonna start being put on the market. And as you're putting more and more houses in the market, what's gonna happen? House price is gonna go down. But you still meant to be paying while you're doing that. Man, I'm telling you, the situation they've set up right now with the cost of living and everything, it's only the discontent is only gonna grow. Not only that, the pay ain't going up. Your pay ain't increasing. Man, I got to fight, and if you ain't got a good union with a strong union,
not increasing enough.
Not increasing enough.
5-6% man are getting out here.
When the inflation's through the charts,
through
the roof.
Most of the landlords, they have to top up the mortgage as well. I mean, if they rent in the house, they have to top up
it's not looking good, bruv. And what that does, it makes people angry. It's a knock-on effect. When you got debt, when you got money problems, then you end up with social problems, because guess what? You can't live the lifestyle that you want to live. That makes you angry. Your woman can't live the lifestyle that you can't provide a lifestyle for your family and your children. That makes you angry. The relationships breaking up, because that's one of the big reasons, because financial strain was a massive strain on your relationship. All that's going to add to the discontent. The unemployment is going to start going up as businesses go out of business. And then on top of that, if you lose your job, yeah, you can get another job, but you might take a pay cut. Hey, that's happening to men in our company now.
Pay cut and work more hours.
Wait, there's certain men in...
That's a deadly combination, bro. I was salty about that.
Bro, there's certain men in the company we work for. You heard what's going on. Them men were sitting nice. Now they're like, yep, you need to reapply now and speak for you. So listen, I don't know what that man. They better pay off their mortgage. That's what I'm saying. Because a lot of people plan for their income to be a certain way in the foreseeable future. A lot of men are going down. A lot of people that got certain positions in Barclays, banks like this, they're getting rid of their jobs, shipping them out, downgrading them. Man are getting what's it called? What's them jobs where it's like temporary? What's it called again? No. Secondment. They're giving out secondment jobs now, right? So a lot of times in a company where you be able to get promoted, what they're doing now is they're giving out the secondment. So you get trained for the position, but because it's secondment, you're gonna get paid what you're getting paid still, and then they can still send your ass back.
Use you.
So just use you and hey man.
So they have to pay somebody else.
Now AI is coming in. Other day, the Hollywood actors and the Hollywood script writers for the first time were complaining, were protesting together because they're like, AI is going to come and take all our jobs. Because what they're doing now is they're trying to get the actor's image. So then now, once they have the actor's image and they got the rights to your image, they don't need you to act no more because they can just AI you.
That was on the Black Mirror episode.
Oh yeah.
That was on there. I hate going that episode, man. You know, because it seems crazy, innit? It seems crazy and wild, innit? But these are what man are working on. All the deep fakes and all this kind of stuff. This is where it all goes, man. You know, making everyone redundant. He still don't want people. He don't want nobody on the earth. It's himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, man.
You know?
So all of that financial destruction would lead to discontent, would lead to hate, because you're gonna want to blame someone. Like for the way you're, and then all it needs is for someone to point the finger and say, yeah, it's them man over there, or it's these man over there, and that anger, you know? Yeah, man, we're getting there, man. And it's going to happen in America, it's going to happen in France, England, all over the world. People are going to get fed up. They could blame the government. They could blame, you know, they're going to want to get busy.
Yep. But at the same time, the government going to offer solutions, man. And like I said,
bullets.
Yeah, bullets. So either I fear or whatever, man. You know, when that time comes when the MOTB is pushed out there, a lot of you people are going to take that. You know, because you ain't going to see no other options, man. You're going to be on fucked, innit? You know? The only way we can do right now is trusting what this man is saying. You know, which is going to be the wrong call, but you ain't going to see nothing else, man. So you're going to go with what you see, innit? You know?
Boy. Boy, that cost of living, boy. I was thinking about it the other day, man. This cost of living thing, boy. Water bill's gone up. Hey.
Well, yeah, you can't imagine it has to, man. Thames water went down, but then someone bought them out. You know, so they have to put up prices, right? Sure, to make the money back. You know, the price has to come up. Everything's going up, man. That's the black horse in Revelation, man. You know?
Second Ezra's 15 and 16. But there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, no princes.
Right, there's gonna come a time where a lot of people, people are gonna be like, fuck the government, fuck these politicians. I'm gonna do my own thing, man, because this is fucked up. And they're gonna do it. You're gonna get men that's gonna group together, and they're gonna be fighting against the police for real though. They're gonna really be putting in work. They're gonna be killing the police. Right? That's the state. Right now, we ain't seen nothing yet. That what we seen in France was a baby thing. They're gonna come a point where they're gonna be killing police on a real. They're gonna have straps. The man them that's got straps are gonna bust on the police. They're gonna escalate to the next degree. Then they're gonna become laws unto themselves. Like, we run this area here. We locking down this area. We run this. You can't come through here, or it's a gunfight. Yeah, that's where it's gonna get to. There's gonna be, and in America, definitely.
Well,
there's certain places where the militia's gonna take over that area.
We've already got groups in America that are convinced that the government are going to do us dirty on them at some point. So they're preparing themselves. That's why you see the patriots and that, you know, out there in the gun ranges and stacking up ammunitions and whatever, food supplies, whatever. They're prepared for a fight with the state.
These gangs too. These gangs are gonna be, and that's why people are gonna be scared, and they're gonna be trying to get to that FEMA camp, man, because certain places are gonna be outside of the sphere of the influence of the government. It's gonna be under the influence of pure badness. No safety, no man's land. That's how it's gonna be, especially in America, and they know that. Certain places you ain't gonna want to be there, man, because there ain't gonna be no laws there. It's gonna be man with gun, Mad Max, and they're gonna be racial too. So they see you, and maybe you ain't the right skin color. It's a wrap for you off the bat. Yeah, okay. You must be from over them sides. We ain't taking no risk. Clap him. That's just like that. Yeah, it's a prophecy, man. That's what's gonna happen.
And the cause of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able.
Yeah, there's gonna be so much chaos that's coming down the pipeline, and then so the government's gonna lock these cities down. They're gonna control what they're gonna try and control is the main concourses, the main entrance and exits into a city, the main roads, and work from there. So that's what they're designed to control. And we know how the thing works, you know. You got the M25, you got the massive, the major junctions, the bridges, you know, like you got New York, you got the main bridges and all that stuff. The government can control that. And you're gonna want to go from one area to another, you might not be able to. They show you that in them zombie films. Let us out. Listen, man, you need to go back to your homes. No, okay, open fire.
What was that Kurt Russell movie, man? Escape from New York?
You escape from New York, yeah.
You know? Because then you think you're on Manhattan Island now. Well, there's only one way off it. If it's locked down, bro, you ain't coming off that island, man.
They call it
prison facilities.
Cordon and control.
I think it's gonna be more easy when they establish those smart cities that we're talking about. It's gonna be easier to control because it's like
well, this is gonna happen before that. Because the smart city is a plan. They're gonna bring all that shit through. The chaos, man, it's guns and drones. Because most of the place isn't built to be smart, but they know that. That's why they want to depopulate and have it a smaller area. Like places like this is not planned to be part of it. They just kill people here. Then they have people in smaller areas in the city,
15 minutes
where they actually got the technology set up for it to be like that. You know,
because it would be a massive undertaking for all these countries, everywhere in the country to use smart technology.
Yeah, no, they don't want to do that.
That's why it's important to have a reduction of population.
That's why they got certain areas that they're gonna have, and they'll move people. That's why they got relocation as part of their plans. When you read their plans, it talks about relocating people,
and that's what Pharaoh did in the time of famine, man.
Yep.
After they all gave themselves over, man.
Yeah, he relocated
them.
Yeah, relocation, FEMA camps,
and they say this is Egypt again all over. Right, so Esau plans to do the same thing. He's gonna control where people are gonna be at. You know, he already telling you, man, oh, if you can't find work here, maybe you should go move up north or something, find work up there. He don't give a fuck.
But they show you that in the film. There's two films actually. You got if you watch the Highlander, the anime, when he's building his city, you got the technological part of the city, and then you got the Outlands that's just there, and he's planning on killing everyone that's there. It's like, yeah, they just kill them. And this will be the city, you know what I'm saying? The survivors will be here. Do you know what I'm saying? They show you that, man. That's what these dudes are on. But that's gonna fall through the scriptures. Certain areas. Wait.
So read this from Isaiah 19:1. So the burden of Egypt. Okay, again, which translates to here, right? It translates to America, Esau's kingdom, right? This is the modern day Egypt. The burden of Egypt. Behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst thereof. I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Right, a lot of these Edomites are extremely divided, especially along them political lines. They're extremely
Such a
divided,
mad.
and they're heated on that. Like the red, the red and the blues, man. Yeah, it's basically the same concept, isn't it?
yeah.
And they're gonna be drawing lines between each other, man. You know?
That's it. It says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. And the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, which is our Lord Yahweh Shai. And a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. That's pretty much it. Yeah, they're gonna fight amongst each other, man.
Yeah, go back to that one over there. And I was reading the other day, I think India have actually banned the export of rice, I believe. And they're saying, yeah, this is a sign maybe of global shortages. But that we already knew, look, the global shortage of food has been on the way. It's been on the way.
Second Corinthians 15 and 17. A man shall desire to go into a city.
Really, to be honest with you, what brothers should be doing now is bulk buying and sharing it out, man. Buying things in the supermarket on by yourself now isn't the way forward. You gotta go to the markets where they do the wholesalers and buy a bunch of stuff together. That's how you get it, like, yeah, the right price. Going and buying it individually, like if you eat goat, it don't make no sense going and buying a goat leg. Buy the whole goat. Brothers, no, it's true. Buy the whole goat, let them butcher the goat and part it out between you. You man hold that piece, you man hold that piece. Every man get their piece, innit? That's the way really you gotta do things now, because the cost of food is going up when it comes to buying it at the end user end. To get it cheaper, you gotta go back to the wholesaler, man, and buy the bulk. But a lot of times, you know, it's too much for you to buy it by yourself. You gotta buy it with people, man. You know, go to Spitalfields Market and buy a bag of onions. You know, because how much are they charging you for free onions in the fucking in Tesco and shit, man? It's murder. Like, what? It's murder. Might as well get the onions together. Yeah, that's wisdom, man. Just trying to alleviate some of the pain, man. Work together, brothers try and work together how much they can. You like lamb? Get the whole lamb. Go to the butcher, buy a whole lamb. It's cheaper, and they'll chop it up for you, rather than buy it individually. It's gonna cost you dumb money, man.
Wow. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride, their cities shall be troubled.
Right, like Paris is the beginning of that, and a lot of people are pinpointing how the glory of Paris is mad, man. I'll put it in yours. It was charging. I put it in. It was charging.
I saw you press the button, but it's not charging now. It's 9%.
But the thing came on.
I know, I saw you press the button, but
yeah, but it came on here. Look, it's charging.
No, I just turned it on. It was off.
It must have came on more. But I actually had the lightning bolt on it. Yeah, like now the spotlight's on Paris. People are going around Paris with cameras and just showing how fucked it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, just all the fucking.
Well, that's the same for Spirit on Esau's Kingdom, man.
Grimy areas, man. And
Skirt's been lifted
they're
up.
doing the same thing in America. You can show you certain places in them cities. It's the zombies on the street, man.
Yeah.
Man are leaning up like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's fucked. It's mad.
What's happening?
Bro, it is a zombie apocalypse.
Like leaning up, man. It's like, whoa.
Hey, they're messed up, man.
And it's gonna be worse than that.
Because I saw there was something on the news channel, right? They said, "Oh, like, why are you still taking these drugs, man? It's escapism, man, because this place is fucked.
It's fucked. Yeah, a lot of
they've got nothing going on, man. And they should. And they look fucked. You think, why would anyone want to take a drug like that? But the euphoria that they get from taking that drug, man, it's
escapism, and also you find a lot of those people molested, man. So they turn to drugs, man, to try and copism. Yeah, hey, it's mad. And but like I said, like, it's not a good look in your city when man are running down, charging down the streets and breaking bottles, and so this is where the Lord's bringing it to. All these France is supposed to be the city of Paris, supposed to be the city of love. It's supposed to be that sophisticated,
bro, it's,
Eloquent.
it's shit, man. It's shit, and it's gonna get worse. Ultimately, it's gonna get even more because there's gonna be blood flowing through the
Well, my
streets.
first time when I went Paris, man, on the trains in on the Eurostar, innit? I come out to the station, but there's all straight away. You just see riffraff everywhere, man. It's not what you call welcoming, you know. When you come to Paris the first
Nah,
time,
man.
it's not what you say was welcome. It's like, oh wow, shit.
Nah,
It's like London. When you come to London, saying sort of shit. You step out of fucking Holborn or something, or you step out of Oxford Circus.
Holborn's alright.
No, but obviously you're gonna see bombs in the streets and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not bad, like you feel of aggressiveness and that, but it's not what you. If you come in to visit
Nah, there's
London, it's not what you expect to see, innit?
There's
You
some
know?
grimy areas in London, grime, but it's gonna get worse because when there's actual people fighting in the streets and killing and murdering each other, that's even more grimy. That's unsafe. You don't want to go there.
Next level.
You don't visit that. That's
Now you stay away.
You stay away from something like that. That's not the glory.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, boy,
And that shows you Esau's kingdom. His time's up, man. His time's running out.
you see buildings on fire and smoke.
Yeah, bust up shops.
Yeah. Glass everywhere.
Yeah. Bust up shops, boards to them and shit.
Shouting. Hey, the Paris, that wasn't a good look, Paris, man. But it's gonna get worse than that.
Good for them. You know?
Sacre bleu.
Yeah, man, it's good for them. You know? Because I say Esau's kingdom's got to be destroyed, man. So
I believe there was rubbish everywhere. Didn't they have a thing where there was a strike as well on the bin men? I'm sure the bin men were fucking striking as well. So there was just piles of fucking rubbish. You know it's gonna stink. And then on top of that, when you got piles of rubbish, then all the rats will be like breeding like mad because the food is just there. They get bold too.
Yep. Yeah.
Shameful, man.
Skirts and lifted up, man.
Yeah.
Foulness.
Yep. Fouls. Yeah, man.
The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread.
So we know that a great famine, things are gonna get worse, and a famine is coming, man. And that too. The only thing worse than a lack of money is the lack of food, man. And that make a man mad, make a man crazy, make a man desperate, man. And we're heading into those times, man. Things are not gonna get no better. That's where we're headed. That's mad.
And the great tribulation. Behold, say Most High, I will call together all the kings of the earth.
Huh? Yeah, that's it, man. So, hey, look, man, what can we say? We're definitely in that time, because I know I read something about when you see a country like India halting exports. But let me see if I can get information on that. I ain't got my phone. Can you find that for me? I think you said India was halting. Hold on, now. Is that? Oh, it's Android. Okay, it was iPhone.
Yeah, so you can see in all parts of the world, man, society is degrading, man. You know, and it's going to get to the point where, yeah, people want to be ransacking people's, each other's houses for want of bread.
There we go.
Because the lack of it, lack of food.
Oh, yeah, read that, man. That's beautiful. Read that right there.
New Delhi, India triggers inflation fears after imposing major rice export ban. New Delhi, India, on Thursday ordered a halt to its targets and to its largest rice export category in a move that will likely halve shipment by the world largest exporter of the grain, triggering fear.
They will halve the exports by the largest exporter. Man, that's a lot of supply. That's down the drain right there. So that's gonna cause what? We know what how supply demand works. And it's not like you can just grow rice like just like that to meet them demand
But yeah, and we saw, during the pandemic and that, man, how you man were buying big ass bags of rice. You won't find out that's not gonna be an option to buy.
I need to buy some rice myself. I ran out. I need to call them Indian man.
Triggering fears of further inflation on global food markets. The government said it was imposing a ban on non-basmati white rice.
And you know that makes the best jollof as well. Speak. Yeah, that jollof price is gonna go up, brother. Yeah. It's better piss right now, man. Is it the Niger man that used the basmati? Is it Ghanaians? Who uses basmati? Is it Ghanaians or Niger man? I know one of them uses the long grain, the other one uses basmati. Yeah. So I'm thinking about Ghanaian, the sweetest one. I ain't gonna lie, the Ghanaian one is the best still. But obviously, them men are down bad right now. It's gonna go up.
The government said it was imposing a ban on non-basmati white rice after retail rice prices climbed 3% in a month after late.
Right, and in a country like India, they need to control. Listen, it's what we do know. Yeah, they need to control the price of their basic food because they got 1 billion people, man, and there's a lot of poor motherfuckers in India, and a little increase in the price of rice mean there's a lot of hungry man, which leads to a lot of bloodshed straight away. So them man are like, listen, man, boy, we can't be selling this out there into the open market. We're gonna keep it here to keep the supply high here to keep the price down.
They're gonna lose their shit, man.
Yeah, because they, and then when you got 1 billion people to watch over, it can get peak. And you're gonna see. So when they do that, and then the global supply goes down, other exporters then do the same thing.
Yep.
They'll be like, hold on, well, we need to hold. We can't be just selling our thing. If we can't get none from there, we got to hold back on our thing, or it's a knock-on effect. Maybe now we need to hold back on our wheat so that man can eat more wheat because we can't get the rice that we need from over there. This is always knock-on effects.
That's the global economy,
So the government said it was imposing a ban on non-basmati white rice after retail rice prices climbed 3% in a month after late but heavy monsoon rains caused significant damage to crops.
Looks like I got the judgments out there, man.
Yeah, that's in 2 Corinthians 15, man. The fearful constellation, man. The blasting in the hell, man. Hey.
India accounts for more than 40% of world rice exports.
40% from one country. It's a large amount, man.
Oh, fucking rice, isn't it? Yo. That's a big news, really.
One country owns 40% of the rice trade. That's not.
So they got the land for it, man. They got the water, the land.
Yeah, so don't piss off China, bro. The man holding the other 40%. So,
I was going to say, and low inventories with other exporters mean any cut in shipment could inflate food prices already driven up by larger invasion of Ukraine last year.
So it's just adding to the situation because of Russia and Ukraine. Yeah. So like we said, things are not getting no better. It's not like man getting a shipment from rice from Mars or something like that, man. It's peak. You know what I mean? Like miraculous rice pop-ups and aliens something like come and drop off a ship, man. It's what's on the planet. It's what's on the planet, isn't it? Like, what are you gonna do? It's already a global economy, like it ain't galactic, man. If it's short on Earth, then it's peak, man. You know what I mean? You can't freely print rice, you know what I mean?
oh yeah, well, we can.
Plastic molds.
Let me jump down to say, and the erratic weather, and jump down and say, in order to ensure adequate availability of non-basmati white rice in the Indian market, and to allay the rise in prices in the domestic market, the government of India has amended the export policy. The food minister said in a statement that cited a 11.5% increase in retail prices over 12 months.
Yeah, that's 10%, and like I said, that's a lot. When you're in a country with fine margins, when you have a lot of people that most of their money goes on food, and then it goes up 10%, that could be the difference between a man, well, one of the children eating and you know what I'm saying, like.
And it's a staple among all classes, man.
Yeah, man, the
It's
rice.
a staple, isn't it? So yeah, and there's a lot of poor in India and these places, man. So yeah, man, it wouldn't go down well. They have to do with it, keep civil, civilness. You know.
Civility.
Yeah, yeah.
The category impacted non-basmati, white, and broken rice accounted for around 10 million tons of a total of 22 million tons of Indian rice export last year. The government clarified late on Thursday that parboiled rice.
Okay, we ain't gonna go into details. But yeah, you see the point. I heard that, I'm like, oh, that sounds significant. You know, that's just another thing that's chipping away at the global food supply, man. And there's more things are gonna happen, and more situations are gonna pop up that's gonna further constrain it and further constrain it. More wars, all these different things breaking down supply chains and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And it's just gonna get worse, man. It's gonna lead to that famine that the scriptures prescribe, man. You know, for the wicked. Okay. Anything else? All right, so yeah, we close up on that. But yeah, you know, we in that time, man. Well, we're almost last week of July. Yeah, there's more things to happen, man. More things are gonna go down. You best believe that, man. We're just watching it as it unfolds, man. So yeah, stay focused, man. Stay faithful. Keep your eyes open, man. You know, we're definitely at the end of this thing, man, because so many things are happening, man. It's exciting.
That's right.
So, we say, Carl,
Oh,
hello,
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Hakodash.
double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honor to brothers on the highways and the byways.
Shalom.